start trailing behind my boots. Blown by the wind, showed me a piece of my past. The soil and the dust is where we go. 6 feet under, whatever your uniform says. The smell of the dust is sticking onto my clothes. Burns my throat, sends shivers down my spine. The smell of the dust makes us just the same. What makes us different is just a bullet away. No pride but shame. No pride can bring the corpse from the graveyard. May the souls rest in peace up above. Some say we'll follow them down in the wind. Sooner or later, we're gonna pay the bill. The taste of the dust is lingering in my mouth. Burns my throat, sends shivers down my spine. We taste the dust when we crow. 6 feet under, whatever your uniform says. No pride but shame. No pride can bring the corpse from the graveyard. May the souls rest in peace up above. Some say we'll follow them down in the wind. Sooner or later, we're gonna pay the bill. We'll fly in the sky, blown like the dust, the soil and dust. Ooh, I find over smoking guns. All this fuss around me, all this mess around me, makes me feel alone. I can't bear all this fuss around me, all this mess around me.
Welcome on into the stream, ladies and gentlemen, for the ESL 1 Kuala Lumpur closed qualifiers MENA region. I am Blue Scale, joined by the amazing Otomo to make me not seem as stupid. How are you doing today, Otomo?
You're not. You're a genius, I tell you. You're amazing. But I'm doing really well. You know, it's 12 o'clock in my time, midnight, but it doesn't matter. You know, the Dota continues. There's been some amazing games in other regions, and I hope we can see amazing games in our region, because that's really the only one we care about when we're casting it, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. All the other games, they may as well be something different. You know, they may as well be League of Legends for all I care. You know, I'm just interested on what we have coming up, which is going to be Riyadh Masters versus Gamax Esports. And yeah, we were talking earlier, weren't we, Tomo, about sort of what we might be seeing from this series. There's a lot of relatively unknown players, but there are a couple of well-known ones, aren't there?
Oh, sorry. By the way, did you call them Riyadh Masters? They're Riyadh Chefs,
by
the way. So
sorry.
God.
It's just in my head, you know. I can't. It was too good.
Yeah, Riyadh Masters is what we did a while ago. Yeah, it is Riyadh Chefs, which has Attacker and Owned Me, these are two professional players. Although Attacker is more of a streamer, he streamed for Complexity, then he streams for, and now he's currently streaming for Enigma. Owned Me, he was part of Ivy, Level Up. But the other three are people we don't know. There's like Credos, Monster Kill, and Menu. I mean, I'm sure they're very skilled, but these are players that we just don't know about them. And then on the other side, GameX, it is 4 Egyptians and 1 Russian. And it's apart from the position 4, which is the very famous. He is a caster. He's kind of well known in the scene. But the other 4 players, I'm not sure about. But in general, it does seem like Reality Chefs has the better team, just from the 2 that we know.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. Definitely seems like, you know, just the more famous people, we could say, generally means you have a higher chance of maybe getting the win. But again, at the same time, it's really nice seeing players that we don't know, because you know, this is how new talent appears. This is how new stars appear onto the scene, and they become an absolute dominant force. So you never know, one of these guys might be the next Sameo or something. You got a bit of a tickly cough there, Otomo. Need some ointment?
Yeah, I do actually. I have a bit of a sore throat when they call me first, but I'm very happy to be here. You know, it's like the viewers are like, maybe we don't want this particular guy, but it's like, yeah, well. And I like what you said, that we have all these different players, up and coming stars, because how are you gonna reach the best if you don't compete with the best? And this is a really good opportunity, especially in a new region, which, to be fair though, isn't quite full of players just yet. Out of in the entire open qualifiers of the MENA region, we only had 1 game being played. In other regions, we had like 30. So the first open qualifiers, 5 teams applied and only 1 game was played, and then 4 teams advanced. And the second open qualifier, we had 2 teams come in. They're like, all right, you guys go to closed qualifiers as is. So it's kind of, we're not really sure of the strength level of each team, basically.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's things are very much up in the air as of now. But I mean, I'd say there's probably the top 2 dominant teams of this region, which I'm going to say is this PSG Quest and Team Falcons. I don't think that's saying anything crazy there. And they have some pretty well-known players. You know, there's Crit, Snaking, ATF, Malrine, and Skeeter on Team Falcons. 5 very, very well-known players, and that could be a scary squad for sure. So I don't know, yeah, it feels like a lot of big, well-known talent squeezed into a couple of teams, and then all the rest are some new people trying to pull themselves out of the dirt, right? Maybe.
True. Like, we have Winter Bear, which has low skill, and Mikey, and the rest of the team, I look at them, they're all like in the top 200. You know, this is a very impressive team, but it's not quite as well known as the other 2. And Falcons is a huge organization in Saudi Arabia. Last year they came in for PMGC, and they had a PUBG Mobile team. They have a team that basically everything. So it's no surprise they were able to get, you know, the biggest stars and in the region. You know, like, I mean, ATF. Oh well, I mean, he's the only one who's actually from the Middle East. The other 4 aren't, but still, it makes sense they were able to afford all these. And PSG Quest, we saw them at TI. I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm basically dying at this point.
Not yet, Otomo. You got to wait. You know, wait for the series to end and then go die in a corner. You know, just don't make a scene on camera, man. There's people watching.
Well, let's see. Do we want to talk about how many people are watching? You know, because we can count them using our hands and some of our toes. You know, we don't even need to use all our toes right now. But thanks everyone for being here. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, as we were mentioning, this is a new region at the end of the day, and let's face it, there are how many games going on at the same time right now? Like 6 other series, 7 other series, something like that. There's OG versus Team Secret, for crying out loud, happening on West EU. So, I mean, we can't really be too shocked there's not going to be many people watching this series, but, you know, it's still nice to give these 2 teams the actual bit of showing that they want, you know, put them out there, and hopefully they can make a good show for all these people at home. And it looks like the game did attempt to start, but it has failed. Oh dear.
Oh no, connection failure. Oh, well, I'll see. I believe that the 2 teams are actually discussing which region they want to go into, just because it's they're like, do we want to play in Dubai server, which is near where they are, or they're all used to playing in the Western Europe. And a little bit of information. GameX won the coin toss. They want first pick. Real Chefs takes the Radiant, which is basically the standard of what we're seeing. You know, it's always first pick Radiant. That's what you always want.
Yeah, that was pretty much cemented throughout TI, wasn't it? And we're just going to assume that sort of trend is going to continue. But
it's kind of interesting. the team. Oh, sorry, I was going to. I was going to mention that no team cares about that last pick, crazy, Huskar or Meepo. It's like that's not, and no one really goes for it anymore. No one takes second pick just to cheese the last one. They're like, we don't care.
Yeah, no one cares, mate. It's all about how you open this sort of meta more than how you end it feels like. And we are now into the draft, ladies and gentlemen. So let's have a look and see how this draft does end up going down. And
do you see that?
The first comment.
Do you see the logos, the half logos? That tells you something, doesn't it?
It does. I really love it when teams like have fully customized little flags hanging down, and it makes it look awesome. It's interesting that the Riyadh Masters logo is different to the one they have on Liquipedia, because I was saying to you earlier, they just stole the Pringles logo and put a chef's hat on it. I swear, it's identical.
Excuse me, sir. They're inspired by the Pringles logo, all right? And you call them Riyadh Masters again.
Oh, God damn it!
It's Riyadh Chefs.
All right, I'm gonna do it one more time, Tom. And let's be honest, it's gonna happen. Always happens in threes. But after the third time, I will start calling them Riyadh Chefs. So don't you worry, mate. I'll adjust. I will adjust.
Fine. All right. So Riyadh Chefs. They are just starting the game just by banning out the meta heroes, which are the Primal Beast, the Chaos Knight, Weaver, as well as Nisha's Prophet being gotten by Gamax Esports, Spirit Breaker, as of course. I actually saw Spirit Breaker being picked twice against Alliance today, which was insane. Of course, he won both games.
Of course.
So yeah, Riyadh Chefs not making that mistakes. On paper, we're sort of backing Riyadh Chefs as a stronger team coming in, but we don't know Gamax Esports, so it'll be fun to see what they decide to go with. Their bans are a little bit more unorthodox. Weaver and Nature's Prophet are definitely in the meta, but they're kind of on the edges. Well, not Nature's Prophet, he's a bit more popular, but Weaver is certainly a bit more on the edge.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Definitely, we'll see what they can do. The thing that I'm quite intrigued about is the fact that there has not been a Kunkka ban yet from them. Obviously, for all you people at home, I'm sure you've heard of the player Attacker, who's on Riyadh Chefs. He is extremely famous in the Dota scene, mainly for his prowess as the Kunkka. He has how many games is it? 4,500 or something games on Kunkka, at least. The man is absolutely insane on this hero, and I am sure that Gamax has to know that, and they're going to drop a ban. They do not. It is still in the pool. I know what, they actually grab it themselves.
All
right.
Okay, all right. Yeah, they took first pick. They can take that. And Riyadh Chefs, they open up with a bristleback. All right. So Gamax thinking, hey, listen, we see your best hero, and we want to take it for ourselves. All right. I respect that. I think that's very cool when you can make a statement with the other team's best played hero.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Kunkka is out of this meta either. We saw him quite a lot in the last TR. You just become a really disgusting frontliner. You get the water park going. There's ships, there's torrents going everywhere, and you just cause so much chaos in the fights that it becomes a real problem. So yeah, it's nice to see them pick that one up.
I was gonna say he's played 4,396 games of Kunkka with a 58% win rate. That's really impressive, by the way.
Yeah.
Damn, almost 60%. Is he actually the highest ranked Kunkka player in? You can see the rankings of players. What is it? I can't find it.
I think maybe at least in games played for sure, but who knows? How many games was it again? Sorry.
4,390. And wait, matches played. Wow, he doesn't even rank in the top 100.
What?
Are you kidding? He's not even in the top. Well, according to Dota buff. I mean, all right. Let's not go with it.
Yeah, that's not. I was gonna say, man, he's played that many games. That's 600 more games I have on everything combined, and he has it on one hero. Jesus. I don't know if I could ever love a hero that much to play it to that end. I get so bored with it. I don't know. I need to do something different. But if you love it, you love it. Stick with it.
No, I mean, no. To be fair, I don't mind this hero spamming. Because I'm a hero spammer on Spirit Breaker, so which is it's such a good patch for me, and I can't even play the hero anymore just because he's bad in everything, which is so unfair. It's so unfair. Anyway. Real Chefs, they do get rid of the AA, which means that Necrophos also becomes an option. You can have like Bristleback. He relies a little bit on his regeneration. Necrophos as well. Like these are options that you might consider going for. Doom is another counter option to the heal meta, but nobody picks him. However, Gamax could consider going for it if they see the Phoenix comes out. That is really good. Percentage heal. This is you can just stay behind. Doesn't have a good way of locking people down, but you still have 3 picks left in the draft. So overall, one of the best supports right now.
Yeah, for sure. As you mentioned, brings you a lot of sustain to your other cores. Absolutely amazing team fight as long as if you can position that egg in just the right spot. So we will see if they're going to be able to pull that one off. And whether or not Gamex is even going to be that interested at trying to kill this egg, or maybe they might just try and ignore it, you know, just pick for a draft that as soon as you see the egg, just run away, disengage, and then try and take the fight afterwards. But again, if you use all the Kunkka abilities before then the egg comes out, you're sort of forced to fight. So yeah, we'll see what they do end up trying to go for to counter out that Phoenix in the end.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they might consider going for like a Centaur, just because Bristleback slow is also pretty good to have with a Centaur. It's like, oh, you get it slowed a bit, you stampede, you run away. Where they go with Muerta as well as the Shadow Demon. All right, not really great illusions for the Shadow Demon to make copies of, but I suppose that's fine. Muerta, the double shot is really good against the Phoenix. It's not consistent though. It's not like Snapfire, Little Shredder, where you know you're gonna get it. This one's percentage based. It's still very good if you have enough attack speed.
Yeah, I agree. You can definitely get rid of that egg pretty damn fast. I do like the Shadow Demon pick against the Bristleback though, to be fair. You know, you drop your Ulm onto him, the Bristleback is now all of a sudden walking at like 10 movement speed. It's really easy to kite him around. You get the Ags as well, and then you get the break mechanic added on top of that to help bring him down. So it's not too bad of a counter there. Riyadh Chefs do actually respond from seeing the Muerta pick by going for the Spectre. So going to go for, you know, a relatively long game duration carry. I mean, Spectre's not as bad as they once was, you know. You used to have to go to like a 40-minute game before you could do anything, but now definitely can get involved earlier on. But we'll have to just wait and see where this Muerta ends up. If that is going to be the carry, as we all know, Muerta takes relatively long to actually come online and be scary. You need quite a few items, so you know we could potentially be looking at a long game already, or maybe super quick.
I don't want Muerta to be a carry. I want her to be a support. You know why? Because when the Phoenix egg pops, Muerta is so far the only one on her team who can deal with it, and I don't want my carry dealing with a Phoenix egg. I want my carry to be murdering people, and the supports taking care of the egg whenever possible. So I would much rather see this Muerta as a support. You know, maybe for the very famous Ara, if I pronounce it right. Real Chefs, they open their last pick is going to be the Vengeful Spirit. So a decent amount of minus armor Roche potential with this. Good saves with the swap and the Sunray. It's a decent stun. So that's the one thing they're missing on Real Chefs. They don't really have a whole lot of lockdown.
Yeah, it is literally all the magic missile from the Venge at this point, so maybe they might have to try and adjust to that as the draft does continue. But Gamex do actually decide to pick up the Necro. You were mentioning it earlier on in the draft, the fact that Riyadh Chefs banned out the Ancient Apparition because maybe they were going to go for something like that. But, you know, Gamex see that little window of opportunity, they decide to grab it themselves. So is this looking like your off-lane Necrophos, mid Kunkka, 5 Shadow Demon, position 4 Muerta, so just a carry left to go here for Gamex?
Something like that. I what you're saying. Like the Necro and the Kunkka will be cores, and we'll see where they want to lane it, depending on what they feel is better for them. You know, I do think the Necrophos should be able. It depends on who comes out mid. And Real Chefs, they believe that this is going to be a support Muerta. They ban out the Life Stealer. Slark is another hero that I think that they might consider banning out. For Gamax, they feel like mid is going to be the option, which, you know, Bristleback off, spec carry. And so they get rid of the puck here. I'll be honest, I think the drafting from both teams has been pretty spot on. You know, like they've been picking the heroes in the meta. They've adapted, especially Gamax, right? They took the Kunkka for themselves. They see the AA's banned. They take the Necrophos. So I'm hoping, based on the draft, we could be in for a very close match.
Yeah. Definitely gearing up for that, so fingers crossed that the teams are able to deliver that nice close game, because nobody likes watching a stomp. Absolutely nobody. Actually, I lie. People who bet on games love seeing stomps, but not us just standard Dota 2 enjoyers. But Gamax do actually decide to ban out the Zeus as the final hero there. So
Slark.
is it going to be the Slark? Big prediction coming through. Are you going to bet your grandma again, Otomo?
Hey, we just talked about people who the betters, right? No,
Yeah.
I just think Slark would be really good in this game. You know, the problem is his laning phase against the Bristleback is not amazing. I don't think he's gonna like it too much, but later on he should be really good. You look at Real Chefs, their burst damage is not incredible. You know, Bristleback he's better now with the items, but not amazing compared to like a CK. So I do hope they go for it. They 2 seconds. Who's it gonna be? They go for Dawnbreaker.
Okay. So, which one is it? Is it going to be Moeta carry then, or maybe carry Necro, or carry Dawn?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is interesting.
This is a very odd last pick. It's a good counter to the Spectre's global presence, right? Like Spectre shows up to chase someone. If she commits, you do a Solar Guardian. It's decent, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this last pick, Dawnbreaker. Real, they have to pick a mid lane here. Storm Spirit is fine if they want to go for these big jumps with the Spectre. Quap sometimes picked.
You were mentioning the fact that there isn't much lockdown for Riyadh Chefs, and okay, they decide to go for the Pudge. I was going to say they don't have much lockdown elsewhere for team fights, so maybe they might go for something like that. But instead, they decide to go for the Pudge that's in the hands of attacker to go into their mid right now. This is very, very interesting game. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work out here, Otomo, but I am very, very happy to see mid Pudge. That is always fun.
All right, so it's a carry Morta, it's a mid Necro, it's an offlane Kunkka, it's a position 5 Dawnbreaker, and position 4 Shadow Demon, assuming that they are following the roles that they told us. So that is, yeah, it's like I said, this is interesting. I love the Pudge pick, by the way. I think the Pudge pick is really good for Real because you're looking at this a lot of heals, 2 people who you can't hit, which goes Shroud and Morta when she's in her calling form. I think it is. What's it called?
Yeah, the call.
Do you know what her ultimate's called? I forgot. I thought the calling was a spinning thing.
It is. Yeah, it is the spinning thing. Hang on.
Yeah.
You know, we're professionals. We know this game. Pierce the veil. There we go.
Pierce the veil. Thank you.
That's why we take the big bucks.
When she veils up, it's like we're playing the MENA region. So yeah, Pudge's Rot is really good against both of them. And reducing the Necrophos heal is also a big deal. So I like the last pick Pudge. I don't like the last pick Dawnbreaker. I was gonna go for Riyadh Chefs in general, but the Gamax draft doesn't convince me anyway.
Okay, well, we'll see how it works out. Maybe there is going to be quite a lot of pressure on to see how this position 5 Dawnbreaker does perform, because as you mentioned, it does sort of address with the global presence of the Spectre, unless of course it is actually the Dawnbreaker themselves who gets jumped on a lot, and you know, if it's position 5, they'll die pretty quickly regardless. So whether or not they're getting much value out of that Solar Guardian is yet to be seen.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll see how the 2 teams fare up. I mean, right now the game is begun. There's a 5-man smoke from Gamax. They're seeing if they can find anyone. In terms of skirmishes, I do like Gamax draft quite a bit. You know, you have a decent amount of control, decent amount of damage as well. It just feels like Real Masters, once they start hitting on the base, it's gonna be harder for them. Like once there's more farm or equal farm on the 2 teams, they immediately start putting wards very deep in the triangle.
Yeah, wanted to try and start off this game perhaps with an early first blood, but not quite going to get that. Riyadh Chefs is making sure that they are hiding behind their tier 1. I'm going to make a point
every
out.
Time, I feel it's like you do numbers. You're like Riyadh. They take a bit of a gap. You're like Riyadh Chefs, and you're like, all right, did you hear that? It's like I got it. I heard it. Yeah. Thank you.
I've still got that 3rd one to do, mate. Give me time. It'll probably be in the heat of a team fight, and then I'll start calling them the other words, but I'm not going to say it yet. But yeah, even still, no first blood to start off this game. Just going to be an even split 2 for 2 on the bounties by the looks. That Radiant Observer Ward does actually spot the fact that quite a few members of Gamax came from their own triangle area, so maybe Riyadh Chefs might try and assume that there is going to be high ground ward. Yeah, they actually ping it out immediately, so that should be a free D ward. Always good.
Very nice for them. And
Oh!
I don't think they're going to be. Oh, no, he just put an observer. Okay, he's like, hey, put it here. Wow, it was just that one. And the fact that the Ancients as blocked is not the biggest problem in the world. It's not amazing, but it's also like, probably Respect wouldn't want to be taking it at 5-6 minutes.
Oh,
Three
three
people
heroes
top.
up top
This is
though.
the new
Yeah,
meta.
Gambits, they're going to try and go for this kill onto what owned me. He's getting slowed. Coolin is down there as well. A couple of ghost connections, multiple blood grenades as well. Plus a banish. There is just no escape here for owned me, and he does in fact get owned. And there it is. First blood going over towards Gamax into the hands of the very famous. That's a pretty nice way to start the game.
Very nice. Your worry right now, if you're Gamax, is that this tricore of Spectre, Bristleback, and Ogres as unclippable. Actually, oh my god, Attacker almost loses life. I mean, he will lose his life. Okay.
I mean, I don't think
you're
he really
worried that
cares about that. That is perfect. Solo kill, free XP, free gold, go back to base, come back into it, full HP, full mana. That is a perfect trade for Attacker.
Yeah, he's very happy with it. Yeah, so you don't want this They are such a durable tricore, so you have to make sure you end the laning stage in a pretty decent spot for them. It's a bit scary. I mean, on the other side, you also have fairly durable core, but it's different. Like Kunkka needs to get the rum buff. Necrophos he's relying on regen, which is always a reliable strategy. Morta also have to. It's harder. It's a harder draft to play.
It definitely is. You're mentioning it as well in the draft that there's not really any burst damage from really either squad right now. So it feels like a lot of these team fights are going to be long, drawn-out fights. I think the highest bit of burst damage is when the Moeta becomes massive and just pops the ult and deletes people. And that's probably the fastest people will die this game. Meanwhile, speaking of people dying, the very famous down bot with a couple more connections from these fire spirits will die. Oh, actually, the kill goes to the very famous first, takes him down, and will even deny himself to the neutrals. Big play coming out from the SD.
Really well done with those shadow poison stacks, by the way. Just make sure he was able to get, and like we're saying, like on Real Chefs, they have the team with more well-known names. But again, Max, we haven't seen this team play a single game until now, but they are putting a really good show for us in the first few minutes here. Although Megaway, he should be okay. All right, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine.
Just a couple of pokes and prods, nothing really to scare him too much. Meanwhile, up top, meet your Bob. Oh, is he about to meet his death? That is the question. Menu's going to keep chasing. Magic Missile from the low ground to get the kill. Will bring them down. Both of these Observe Wards, though, are still there, man. I mean, that's crazy. I would have thought at least the Dawn would have got rid of that as a free D ward as well, but I don't know. Only time will tell. We all in the mids.
Ooh.
Attacker looking for another solo. Down goes Replicate. Couple more right clicks. There he is. Does Attacker die again, though? That is the question.
Very likely, yes. Yeah, he's gonna die. Yeah. So Replicate, he is getting gold out of these, but no experience, and this is gonna be costing him. I mean, Attacker's almost level 5, and Replicate's he's not even level 4 yet. It's kind of scary to see this.
Yeah, full level advantage at 3.5 minutes in is not nice at all, especially when you also consider the fact that the person you're dying to has infinite scaling. He's already got 2 Flesh Heap stacks on the go here for Attacker. He's having a dream start.
Yeah, but in terms of net worth, actually, Necrophos is #1. It's like by a very tiny margin. You think those 2 deaths would hurt him, but he's like at the top. He's like, oh yeah, that's fine. He's getting the gold after he dies, which is pretty all right. And overall, it's just been a very even game. A couple of kills, one kill going for Gamax, but very even right now. And hey, Necrophos got infinite scaling too. It's just not as useful. And also it comes with 3%, but still. Yeah,
it's slower to get, not as useful, and you have to at least wait until you have your armor. So yeah, unfortunately not quite as game-changing as it could be. But yeah, I mean, we do also see the fact that Attacker is, tied for bottom CS right now, but it is still pretty much equal when you compare it to Replicate, only 1 behind in actual CS now. So maybe he might attempt to go for another solo kill at the moment. You see him stepping forward every couple of seconds to scare the living crap into Replicate, and he's like, oh, there's a hook coming. But it doesn't, It's fear tactics, mate. That's how you win games.
I wonder if Gamax will consider even rotating someone mid to help him. Because you get 1 kill on this punch can make a big difference. And Kuka's also suffering quite a bit. His friend is nowhere nearby. Shadow Demon finally coming up. But, oh man, I think we might be losing our friend Kuka here.
Yeah, he goes down. The very famous came in, didn't really achieve too much. Did he actually hand a mango over to the Kunkka? That's what it looked like.
It was. Yeah, he was like standing right next to him. I was like, "Where's the disruption or something?" He's like, maybe he just didn't want him to go to the next world by himself. He's like, he holds his hand as he's about to die. It's like, sorry, brother.
You know, Dota 2 is a team-based game, so you've got to make sure you're there emotionally as well as physically for your teammates in these laning phases. But already, yeah, the Spectre is very, very happy. Got a kill to their name. Plus, they are at top of the CS chart as well, 32 for 8. So yeah, Creedol's having a pretty fantastic time right now, just steaming ahead. When you compare it to the stats of Forever at this point, there's quite a large difference between the two of them.
It is. It is, and also Radiant are doing a decent. I mean, they're starting to stack. They have a tiny bit of a stack in their triangle, and they also removed they dewarded that one. So it's like they're gonna start getting some stacks going for them, which will be nice for them. It's kind of worrisome for Gemax if the game goes into more of this farming stall phase, because I don't think they have the damage to beat these 3 cores later on with a Phoenix and an eventual Spirit backing them up.
Yeah, does feel like the clock is ticking. And yeah, in a big spot of danger. So many blood grenades always being thrown out, man. Such a useful item. Even getting the courier kill with the item on it to boot. Ooh, that's pretty damn painful for Owned Me. Menu is trying to come in for some sort of counter kill. Gank coming in from Monster as well will get them down. So that is the carry gone, but Replicate making his own rotation. Reaper's Scythe, he doesn't have the mana for it! He wants it desperately to get the charge, but waiting around will cost the life of Meteor Bob. The monster kill eventually does die, but that was not quite as efficient as it could have been. Very, very unfortunate there for Gamax.
Yep, that's the worst part when you show up with Necrophos and he had mana for one spell. He had to choose which one he went for, the Death Boss, and so it was a tough decision. But he might be in a tough spot as well, as 2 people rotate attacker as well as on me, but they decide it's not really worth diving that deep. Or at least, sorry, they don't even have vision of him. So, it's a rotation. Replicate is still having the best time in this game out of all the players. He's got boots of travel, so he's going to be another factor in countering the Spec global lineup. Speaking of Spec, she's going to be fine.
Yeah, very famous.
Or is she? Or is she?
Trying to set up for something. Although TP coming in immediately from attacker. Does he land the hook? It's off the mark. So fortunately enough for the Shadow Demon, he will manage to walk himself away. Not able to achieve anything. Heads up towards top to try and go for a gank. Can't quite get it. TPs to the bot for another one. And again, doesn't find anything at all. So it's quite a lot of wasted time for himself just running around in circles, which is always very, very painful. We'll at least find this DD here in the mids. Will they also run into Meteor Bob? That's going to be a free kill if they do find it. Instead, they actually headed over to try and find Forever on the Moretta. Can't quite get that one. So maybe they might just try and settle for a tower push. Actually, lots of TPs coming in there from Gamax. They're going to try and go for this kill onto the Pudge. Quite ambitious. X is there on towards Menu. Going to try and set up the kill on towards the Vengeful Spirit. Not dying instantly, but there is going to be the side to get the kill. But the hook lands on towards Megway. Charge through, both will not flex. The egg is in a fantastic spot. Will it manage to go off? There's multiple hits coming through. It can't quite get there. And instead, Attacker has to try and run himself away. So much chase. Good dead shot there from Forever to get the kill. And it ends up being 3 people dead there for Riyadh Chefs.
Gamax played that beautifully, man. I mean, firstly, they're trying to get the X mark, but it's only level 1 on the Pudge. And they're like, okay, we can't get it. They get on the Venge as well. Very easy kill for them. Immediately burst down. Pudge, attacker, he hooks the Kunkka. Kunkka's very durable. Throws out the Botrom as well. Was it 50% damage reduction? 45, sorry, which is insane. And then they're like, yeah, you can't kill the Kunkka. And everyone they went straight for the egg. You said it was a good position. I agree as well, but only if they have people lock them down, which we said, Riyadh Chefs, they don't have that lockdown. They don't have a Faceless Void, a Mars, any way to keep people near the egg and unable to hit it. So,
yeah,
really, very impressive.
Yeah, definitely. It's just very clean. Good way to take a fight in the mid-tier one. It looked kind of awkward to start. Like, everyone from Riyadh Chefs was sort of running away from the TPs, but fortunately enough, like you said, they did get that one catch, which just spiraled into multiple kills. Kratos as well has his Shadow Step on cooldown. Did he jump in at one point in that fight, or was the Shadow Step used for something else?
I think it was used for something else. The fight just ended and it's like 20 seconds left, so it must have on the cooldown. So it must have been used like 40 seconds ago. No, that's too early. And Riyadh Chefs, they are itemizing in a way that I really like. They're going for multiple blade mails on attacker, as well as on. Oh, what a nice thing to do. He's seeing that his the enemy Spectre is actually diving him, or he's like,
Yeah.
is he bold, or is he just not even there?
Yeah, I was literally looking
Oh,
at that,
damn.
and then he starts running in. Yeah, he's AFK. Report. Yeah, I mean that is really great sportsmanship there from Mega. Where in your pubs that would just be people going, "Hey, look, free kill onto the carry, nom nom nom." But no, this is professional play, ladies and gentlemen. They are respecting each other quite nicely. Now the question is, right? If Kredos comes back and they unpause, does Megaway then say, "Okay, he's back. I can X mark and torrent him now," or does he just let him walk away from the tower?
Oh. Yeah, right. It's like because it's like you say, he's right next to the tower. He's literally like you can't miss that X mark. There's nothing else you can X mark right there. We'll see. Megaway. Is he an honorable man? Oh, yeah, no. He's like, all right, come on, I can only give you so much.
Oh, they cancelled the TP though. Oh, he got cancelled there from the Necrophos. They are still going to get the grab with the disruption, but Kredos, he's going to be able to walk himself away from that one. How did? Yeah, replicate his TP's on cooldown. I think he got stunned by neutral.
Yep. It's that jackass ogre bruiser, man. Like I hate that. It's like for no reason he decides to do. Or I think he was TPing to a creep and it died. I didn't quite catch. I just saw it cancel. I was like, oh wait, okay, that's weird. And there's a bit of stacking going for the Dire side as well. We're gonna see a triple stack now by Megaway. Nope, messes up the timing. That's why he's a core player. They can't stack, man. They can't stack at all.
That's not the reason why they play this game, to stack creeps. They only care about actually killing them.
Check out the Radiant Triangle. They've got some big juicy ones over there.
Yeah, it looks like it was a quad stack on the Ancients, plus quad on the small camp as well. And they've got multiple heroes that can farm this. Either the Pudge or the Bristleback at this stage in the game could do it quite easily. In your opinion, which one would you say would be the priority to get that farm? It looks like my question has been answered, and it's going to be Omni.
Yeah, they want to get him the Agam Scepter so he can actually do work in these team fights while Spectre farms away. Like Kredos, yes, he can join fights, but he wants a Radiance, and getting the stack, it accelerates it, but we want something now. We want something within the next 2 minutes. And it's not like Onmi's going to be able to finish his Agams, but he's going to be very close to it. He already has 2 components so far, only 2,000 left away from it. And that's without finishing the stack and getting those big creeps.
Yeah, huge little cash injection right there. Always nice to get that one for free. But I mean, after the sort of chaos of the laning phase has actually ended, both teams sort of settling into just farming. Well, actually, I say that, and they're going to try and make a move on towards the Spectre in the bot. Actually, does manage to avoid the initial stun, but even still, the help just comes on in. Egg, it's going to pop. No one can bring it down. Attacker comes in, gets 2 kills. So damn quick. Replicate, desperately trying to run away. Not going to get very far. Good swap from Menu as well. Dragging Megaway back into his death, and it's an ultra kill for Attacker. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Give him all the strength in the world.
You cannot fight the egg without Morta. This is why I wanted this more to be a support, because if you're a carry, your only guy who can deal with eggs is your carry. He's not going to be in these fights. He's not going to show up. He's going to be farming away, which is what he's supposed to do. And in these fights, like if Necrophos Ghost Straws, he can't even hit the egg. And you have Dawnbreaker, Shadow Demon, and Kunkka. I'm sorry, but like, is this really the trio that you want taking down the eggs? Yeah. So, unfortunate fight for Gimax, fighting next to the enemy tower, fighting without Morta. And they kind of were asking for trouble with that one.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's like, maybe it's a bit of a draft. Well, it is a drafting error at the end of the day. It's like either you sort of adjust your draft to kill the egg, or you adjust your draft to run away from the egg. And Gamax hasn't really done either of those 2 things. And yeah, definitely was a big punishment right there for themselves. Menu, he got the little kobolds from the trusty shovel, but he does not give a crap about that 20 gold GPM. He just sends it in to die. What sort of support player is this? That's amazing.
It's not even 20, it's 25 because it gets upgraded, so it's actually gives you like that. And what about you dug that guy from the ground, you saved his life and you kill him? I don't know, man. Menu, he's being blacklisted right now. It's like, yeah, come on. That's a bit cruel. Although they are kobolds, so they kind of deserve it.
Don't be racist, Atomo. Kobolds are things too.
Alright. We got 2 blade mails finished, the Spectre as well as the Pudge. So now, not only are these guys very hard to bring down, but bringing them down is going to come at a pretty hefty cost for Gimax. And we are very close. Bristleback 500 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. Phoenix has the
Menu in the mid, looks like he's in danger, gonna get dived on right now, but in comes Attacker. The Scythe will actually manage to get the kill, but is it gonna cost Replicator's life? That is the big question. Creedor's also coming on through. The Doorknob will land, keeping the Necro alive for a little bit longer. Egg will also die off into the backlines there, but Attacker, this guy is still such a problem standing his ground right now. X-Mark actually pulls him away from the Dawn Stun, but it doesn't matter. The damage coming in from Rever is enough, and they're able to take down the big beefy boy of the Pudge. And that looks like that's going to put an immediate end to the fight. So as it stands, a 3-for-2 exchange favoring Gamax. They'll take that one.
Yep, they're very happy with how that went. They could have maybe not lost Replicate if he was able to get the Ghost Shot while the Solar Guardian was up. But of course, he was being bitten, so there's really nothing he could do in that situation. But, you know, he still made a lot of them. He's getting very, very close to at least the Reaver. Only 500 gold away will add a lot of his durability. So Gamax, they are not being rolled over. You know, I kind of expected you were saying like, oh, this match guy. We were kind of looking, saying this could be a bit of a stomp just because we don't know Gamax that well. But they are really holding their own so far.
Yeah, they definitely are. It's fantastic to see.
Oh, Shadow Demon is going for Hand of Midas. Wow.
The greed. The greed. All right. I mean, you know, when you see a Spectre lineup, you sort of assume the game's going to go long and away, so maybe you can get a lot of value out of it, but doesn't look like he's really getting an opportunity to do that very soon as he gets run into by 4 enemy heroes. He is immediately dead. Oh, trying to get the swap. Yeah, and then you're not quite in range. Gonna be able to avoid that one there from the Kunkka, but he was still free kill.
I think they walked out of vision just because she was like mid-animation. You know, she was doing that. I don't know what the movement is, but she was definitely going there. And he's being surrounded by a few enemies here. Might need to be a bit careful. But can they get the X mark? Oh, wait, he turns back actually.
Oh, the vision.
Oh.
Torrent also going to connect.
Attacker would have landed it.
Oh, the BM. The real emotional damage. Oh, dear. I mean, it's so hard to grab the Bristleback anyway. He moves so quickly with all those stacks going. It's extremely frustrating to get. I mean, even if they did catch with the X, he might have still been a very difficult target to bring down. You know, he's got a Vanguard. He's still got some raindrops going as well. So he wouldn't have been a free kill by any means. But yeah, by the time he actually gets that Bloodstone finished, killing him is going to feel nearly impossible.
And I get him Scepter as well, you know, so it's not just killing him, he might kill you. You know, you're like, oh crap, wait, he's doing the thing. The very famous, he gets hooked. This Hand of Midas is going to be so delayed on the position 4 Shadow Demon, to be fair.
Okay, he disrupts himself. Just wanted to make sure that the kill did not go over towards the Spectre. And actually, the Creedor's even jumped back to his farming before the Shadow Demon died, so he doesn't even get any experience for that one. But, you know, he still gets the assist gold, so it's a little boost to his farming. He'll take that. Actually, also looks like Creedor's has a Radiance as his first major item coming up. Do you think this is a decent Radiance game?
Oh yeah, I like it. You know, we talked about these fights being very long, and Radiance does help you with that. You know, that burn over time is very useful. If it speeds up your farm as well. I like the Radiance a lot. You know, the only problem is that you're up against Shadow Demon, so you do give him a Radiance as well, which is not ideal. You know, can you still turn it off while you are disrupted, or is that no longer allowed?
I honestly have no idea. I think the last time I bought a Radiance was like 6 years ago, back when I used to play Core, so I ain't got a damn clue, man.
I sometimes like to buy Radiance on like a support like Phoenix, so you're like, guys, I hate for the missed chest, but you're like, I love it so much. Kratos, he might be losing his life very soon.
Yeah, he gets found. Perfect little grab here from Gamax. X-Mark is there. TP's coming in with the rest of the squad. The swap is in. Krios is going to be A-OK. Menu not quite so fortunate, but hook! It lands there from Attacker, pulling Replicate out of position. He's Ghost Shrouded, trying to TP out, but that is just not going to work. I think he knew he was dead, but he just wanted to buy time for the rest of his team to TP out of there. And they will escape. So at the end of the day, he gets a Reaper's Scythe charge, but loses life. It's still not a great trade.
Yeah, overall, I mean, when you look at it, it favors Real by quite a bit. And at least, though, he didn't lose too much gold. You know, he bought the recipe before he died for the heart, so he has that. But heart in this particular game is going to feel pretty lackluster just because Pudge has the Aghanim Scepter. Just healing by I think what's 20. Oh, I was gonna say 25. It's 20%. Not the worst, to be fair with you. And attacker, does he smell Bob? It's not.
Oh, nice little tidal wave though. Pushes them off him, still trying to run away, but man, the nasal goose slow. It's just so frustrating. Plus also the little shadow step as well. Very frustrating. Actually, thinking about diving onto the very famous, but we'll actually decide against that one, you know. Just not too keen going underneath a tier 1 tower with the potential of TP rotations. But actually, it looks like they've also found Meteor Bob once again. The goo is just flying out. He can't go anywhere. Just ends up being another free kill here for Riyadh Chefs.
Dawnbreaker, though he's getting close to his Aghanim Scepter. I mean, I say close. He still needs 1,700. I'm waiting to see what item he gets. And attacker solo kills. He's been doing this a bunch of times. I think this is the 3rd time he's done it overall in this game. And now Replicate, he hasn't gotten any farm since the last time he died. He bought the recipe, dies, now he doesn't have anything.
Yeah, this is turning out to be a very, very nice Pudge game. Already with 11 Flesh Heap stacks at 19 minutes in. Quickly, he is becoming very, very big. And going to be a difficult target to bring down for sure. I mean, at the very least, they do have the Decay Aura, which is handy, but actually, it looks like Megaway maybe been found. Actually, they're going to try and turn around on towards Owned Me. He's a difficult target to kill. Egg also getting dropped, with the right hits coming in from Forever. With jumps in as well from the Spectre, should be enough to get the kill on towards the Moretta. They will fall, plus the Dawn. And it looks like the Kunkka, yeah, Megaway, he was like, all right, I'm out of here. You guys can do whatever the hell you want. I am gone. And as a result, you know, Riyadh Chefs, they trade a position 4, but kill the enemy carry. It's huge.
Yeah, you know, we've been saying Gimax, they're playing real well, and they are, but they are still losing most of these trades. You know, they had that good opening with that 3 people kill on the Bristleback, they had a good fight mid lane, but now they're kind of running out of steam. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you're up against a very durable lineup with 2 saving supports. You just do not have the damage, and you're 11k behind. Replicate. There you go.
Oh, what a hook there from Attacker yet again. What can Replicate do? There is a TP coming in from the very famous. Can he get there in time to save Replicate? The disruption not going to be in time to actually save the Necro. And may have to try and run over. Actually, all the TP's coming from the rest of the squad as well. They want to try and get a kill. Menu go for the TP out. The dead shot will put the fear in to cancel that one out. But at the same time, you've already lost your mid, and that's a lot of TP rotations just to kill an enemy position 5. Not quite the trade Camax was looking for at all.
Exactly, right? It's like you get something out of it, so you're not like, oh, we get nothing, but like you said, you're trading value from your, you know, your cores, and you're getting what support kills. The poorest support at that. You're not very happy if you get max at all. And I don't know if there's any item that's coming up very soon that's going to change that. You know, Morta, she's got the Molineer. That's like, oh, top lane. Bye, Bob.
Yeah. Bob is dead. Just too much damage coming through, man. As soon as the punch finds you, you're basically screwed, because that Spectre is just going to come flying in and just finish you off in seconds. So difficult to deal with. I mean, while all this was going on as well, Owned Me did actually steal the Dire Wisdom Rune and killed their Tormentor, and then he goes and takes their own Tormentor as well, so they got the 2 extra shards plus all the experience from both the Wisdom Runes. They are really starting to steam ahead right now from Riyadh Chef. 16,000 gold in the lead right now, and as we mentioned, they also have the better late game draft as well, it feels, so this is not looking good for Gamax whatsoever. They really got to start trying to string some strong plays together and being able to turn this game around, because at the moment, it's just getting from bad to worse, and Meteor Bob maybe in danger. Actually not. They've managed to find the grab on towards the very famous off to the side. Yeah, Shadow Demon is gone. Do they try and hunt for Bob? Yeah, I don't think it would crap. Yeah, it's only position 5 Dawn. Who cares?
If they can find some way to keep Replicate alive long in these fights, with his heart, with the Heartstopper, he might be able to do something for the team. You know, it's like kind of wishful thinking, but you're up against all of these core people. Percentage damage adds up to a lot, but it's like when you're 16k behind and you're on a, you know, when you heroes on Necrophos, Razor, these heroes have to be ahead in net worth to have value. When they're behind, it just feels so bad because they're very overtime heroes. If they're, you know, you're gonna get bursted if you. Where's your value?
Yeah.
Well, they really like that. He really likes that voice line, by the way.
He spammed it so many times this game. Just scrolling back, it is just endless nom nom noms and oh my god, like, it is clearly a heavy spammer in his pubs and those chat lines. Yeah, I like you mentioning as well the fact that it feels like they have to just try and keep the Necro alive for as long as possible. And on paper, they have quite a lot of tools to achieve that. You know, you've got the disruption from the Shadow Demon, you've got the run buff from the Kunkka, you've also got the Solar Guardian heal that comes on through as well from Meteor Bob. I mean, as well, the very famous could even just buy a shard to get the demonic cleanse as another tool of helping keep Replicate alive. So they have a lot of things, but they just can't survive long enough. And as we can see, Krios comes in nearly just 2 hits, very famous. Actually going to jump back on now, but the hook nicely lands yet again there from Attacker. Actually going to turn around and stand against 3 heroes of Gamex right now. Forever is here. Drops down the calling, but the BKB into the hands of the Attacker, not going to achieve all too much. There is actually going to be the Solar Guardian coming out with the Axe, it's lasting a long time. Plenty of heals coming through, stunned onto everybody, but it doesn't matter. Where is the damage coming through? Forever steps up to try and kill the egg, but gets obliterated instead. Everybody is dead from Gamax. It's an absolute disaster. And Riyadh Chefs, man, they just look unstoppable.
They sent in Attacker first. He just went in by himself. Like, he didn't care. No, they had no damage to bring him down. Just stays on Replicate. He stayed alive like we wanted, right? Like, they threw everything to keep him alive. The Dawnbreaker heals. He has the Agam Scepter now, so 6 seconds long. Everything went well for them. And it just didn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, there's no damage done. You look at the fight recap. 16,000 damage from the other Chefs, and only 5,000 from Gamax. It's just... It's so far behind right now.
Yeah, it's looking really one-sided. As well in that fight, we saw the Muerta come running in, and as you mentioning, she had to hit the egg. There was no one else to hit the egg, so she wasn't actually pumping out any damage in these fights. And as soon as like Riyadh Chef saw that there was like, oh look, it's the enemy carry, she was gone, just dead immediately. Couldn't achieve anything whatsoever. And they are just so far behind right now. Like, every single core is ahead of the enemy core by at least 5,000 gold. This is it's extremely difficult right now. And we're yet to even see a team go for Roche, but it looks like actually Omi is going to do that now. 25 minutes are going to take this one down, and with the Aegis advantage, probably is going to be able to start running down lanes. If you're Riyadh Chefs, who do you give this Aegis to? Is it just to the Spectre, or maybe the Bristle Punch?
I think you give it to Bristleback. He's barely, yeah, I think give it to him. He seems unkillable anyway, but it's like in the off chance that through some miracle he falls down. You're like, hey guys, let's do round 2. His damage mitigation is massive as well with the Bristleback. He's got Bloodstone as well. Like, yeah, you're not killing him once, but putting it 2 is like just put him in front, whatever. If he gets caught by what's it called, the tidal wave, he'll be fine.
Yeah, literally. He's going to be A-okay. It's just so difficult here for Gamax. We have the what?
We have the water park. Yeah, Kunkka's online with the Agam Scepter.
Okay, that's something. It looks like they're going to try and use it to kill the Phoenix right now. The X-Will lands, dragging back in, monster kill. Not even going to bother dropping the eggs. The sun comes through to bring him down.
Wow.
So there you go. Gamax, they do manage to get a free kill without losing anybody, but at the same time, they do lose their final tier 2 there at the bot. So every high ground is exposed. And Obi, man's just running up this mid on his own. He doesn't care. Doing what he wants.
It's like who can actually touch him? And look at that. Like, he just gets him. This Shadow Demon's just not had the game he wanted.
Just no game at all. Absolutely nothing. Oh!
And by the way, they use so much on the Phoenix, the Torrent Storm, the Reaper's Scythe. So now it's like they're not even worried if you're Riyadh Chefs. Like, even if you guys had your abilities, which you don't, it's still 25,000 gold ahead. So it's gonna come back to a tidal wave. If Mega Wave can catch someone with a tidal wave, maybe then they can sort of burst them down. But
yeah,
good luck.
It's a big maybe. You know, all 3 cores are really huge, really fat, very difficult to bring down. I mean, yeah, sure, the supports in the backline are a lot squishier. Maybe they can get those kills, but if you've got no one addressing the cores, it's not going to achieve too much. And here they go, attempt to go onto Kredos, but he just manta dodges absolutely everything. They've got the grab onto Forever with the BKB, not taking any damage. Owned will actually die, gets taken out quite deep in towards the bait. 2 supports as well out of position. Menu will fall for attacker. He just blinks in aggressively. 4 heroes all around him with the rock going. Look at the damage this man is doing. They've just disintegrated the seams, and that is it. Gamax, all 5 people gone. Good lord, that was a lot of damage there from attacker.
It started pretty well for them. You know, they were going to go for the Spectre, who was kind of the most fragile core you can go for. But then they're like, oh yeah, they get to kill him on Menu. They took away on Mi's Aegis, but they just ran out of steam. Everything was used. And in the end, Gamax, they do call it. Really impressive first, like, 15 minutes from them. But after that, Real Chef, they just took complete control of the game. Impressive, but yeah. Gamax, this draft, it wasn't built to win. Not against the draft you're up against.
No, yeah, I felt like for their draft to really work, all their lanes would have had to have gone flawlessly, which they went fine, but there was definitely some problems. Like the mid obviously was very one-sided, attacker getting 2 solo kills, maybe. I think it was just 2 solo kills.
Yes.
So yeah, he just got a clear lead. Owned Me was doing fine at the top. Again, they actually were able to kill the Bristleback a couple of times, but that didn't slow him down whatsoever. He was just still freely doing whatever the hell he wanted. Credos had free farm as well going on at the bot lane. Yeah, they just had too many problems and not enough answers at all.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I really didn't like the support duo from Gamax. You know, like the Dawnbreaker, I was kind of like, okay, but if you're going Dawnbreaker, Aghanim, Scepter, it's a very expensive position 5 to work with. You know, it's like, your laning phase is decent, but you're still support, so you don't have items. It's not as scary. You have to get Aghanim, so it's a very expensive item. How are you going to get farmers position 5? Like, it doesn't feel like he was able to get, like, to his credit, he played really well with the cards he was dealt. But I do think that you could have been the Snapfire, taking care of the egg, and suddenly you have one of your problems solved.
Yeah, I agree. Just pick that up, and then maybe that game would have been a bit different. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. I mean, the egg... Was the egg ever a huge issue for them in those fights, or were they just too far behind for that to really matter?
I mean, it wasn't. They were so far behind because the egg was an issue. You know how many times did we see the egg come out and it's like, oh great, no one can deal with it. Like they fight in the bottom lane when they were diving. I think they were diving on the Spectre. He shows up, throws an egg, and no one can deal with it. Like these are big factors that it's huge. And Phoenix was the most farmed support. I think he was more farmed than some of the cores that later on the stage because they just had no answers to the Phoenix egg.
Yeah, that is definitely true. So clearly there are a few little problems that need to be worked out there for Gamax Esports going into that game number 2. But that, ladies and gentlemen, will be coming up in about 5 or 10 minutes time. Just going to have a short break and then we shall return to the ESL 1 Kuala Lumpur closed qualifier. So we will see you very, very soon.
Lot of them rags, house by the lake, bought that, opposite the brakes, draw back, paddock on my wrist, I'ma hit them with a drip. They gon' pay the VIP to get a pic with me, I'm a star, brand new keys to the car, I'm the boss and the king of the czar, got me so high, so addicted, telling me I'm the only queen of his heart, guess I let you co-star, if I gotta do it, I'ma do the most, since they paid to see a show, got the sauce overflow, yeah. Mastermind, creator of this high vibe energy. Only thing I'm loyal to is building a legacy. So quit testing me. Lot of commas in the bank, I'm a provider. Tell the amateurs stay in they lane, ain't no outsider. Bought a mansion in LA, right next to Mariah. Write a song, get filthy pay, price going high. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the sauce overflow. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no razor toast to be the best.
I've never seen you this gone. You're further than you've ever been, and you're fading out. With your hands by your side, you're closer to the edge. It's your final breath of courage, and you're ghost white with a head full of pain. But if this goes right, then you'll never hurt again. 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 I know you've got it in you. You've gotta face it all. This life will continue, even if you fall. And you're ghost white with a head full of pain. But if this goes right, then you'll never hurt again. And you're ghost white with a head full of pain. days are getting shorter. It's now or no way. Cause life flows like white water. Take 'em all.
Welcome back on in, ladies and gentlemen, to the stream. We have the continuation here of Gamax Esports versus Riyadh Chefs for the ESL 1 Kuala Lumpur closed qualifiers. And yeah, pretty one-sided game number one, wasn't it, Otomo?
Yeah, by the end it was very one-sided, but for the first, the laning phase, first 12 minutes was pretty competitive. I thought Gamax showed a decent amount of promise. And look at them; they are not like these are no slouches in the MMR department. There are some pretty big hitters there. Not as impressive as Attacker and Owned Me, to be fair, but impressive group of individuals. And I think the draft is actually ready for game 2. Hopefully, we see Gamax adjust, and once we get the draft, we'll see what we're working with here.
Yeah, we'll jump
There
on
you
in
go.
and let's have a look. Okay, they don't have first pick anymore, so they do decide to ban out the Kunkka straight away. just making sure Attacker does not get that one. Bristleback was also removed, so Owned Me is going to have to play another new hero in this game. Meanwhile, the bans look pretty similar there from Riyadh Chefs as they were into game number 1.
Primal Beast, Nutrient Protector, as well as the Pugna. Okay, and they take the Grimstroke. The Phoenix goes to Gamax, which is again one of the best supports you have. And Grimstroke is also a very strong support. You have the wave clear, but in general, the best part about this hero is that you get that Dispel that you can use whenever you want. You put Inkswell on someone, then for the next 5 seconds, basically you can't be stunned. If you get stunned at any point, you just press E, boom, Grimstroke can remove it. So it's a nice opening pick because of that.
Yeah, I'm going to make a big bold prediction here, Tomo, and say that when the next patch comes out, that is getting removed. Like, I mean, come on, it's absolutely ridiculous. We've seen it used so often throughout the last TI as well, to the point where Grimstroke was just quite regularly banned out, just how powerful it was. So yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised, nor would I be upset to see that little mechanic go. Get rid of it.
Yeah, because before you couldn't control when, so people would be like, all right, we'll just wait a few seconds, and then we can do either you can kill him before, like, he gets the Inkswell 3 seconds, you're like, all right, we can kill him in 3 seconds before this spell, or you're like, all right, we know it's going to happen in 3 seconds. It's not like 5, we have enough time. But this, I agree with you, something needs to be changed. I think the heal should stay, the damage should stay, the Dispel needs to go. Yeah, it's the Dispel, it can't, it's too good.
Yeah, I agree. Dispel is very, very, very broken. I mean, I have actually seen it happen quite a few times before. You know how you used to be able to Inkswell yourself and then TP out, and you used to feel quite safe. Can't do that anymore. It's just sat there and the stun never goes off, and people just right-click you down, you die TPing. So, it does have its drawbacks at the end of the day, but very, very slim. But even still, looking back at the draft, it was a Faceless Void and Necrophos that was actually banned up there from Riyadh Chefs. Meanwhile, Gamax have just decided to remove the old Brewmaster and then go for that Weaver pick, which I think Gamax banned first in that game number 1, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They didn't want to play against it, and okay. First, I want to go back. I like the Faceless Void ban just because it's too good of a combination with the Phoenix. The Necrophos is kind of like okay, I guess they just don't want to play against. Maybe they felt like Replicate was doing a good job with it. And then Rubik comes out a good counter against the Weaver just because you have that Shikuchi. It's fantastic. However, we are seeing a very similar problem to the previous game. The supports are garbage against the Phoenix Egg. Like previous game, we were like, all right, I like these supports because they. I was like, I don't like these supports because they can't deal. You have to carry deal with it. Same problem here. They're gonna have to pick a carry, a core to deal with the Phoenix Egg, and that's not a good spot to be in.
Definitely not. I mean, you were mentioning as well in game number 1 where there was the possibility that Gamax maybe could have gone for the Centaur just to try and stampede and disengage from the egg. But that possibility is still there from Riyadh Chefs. Whether they want to go down that route or not remains to be seen. But they are just going to rinse, repeat, pick back up the Spectre, put that back into the hands of Kredos because he had a pretty damn good game number 1 on it. Won the lane relatively easily, nothing the Kunkka could do to stop it, and just become pretty scary towards the later parts of the game. So yeah, nice to see that hero appear again.
Yeah, and here's the thing though. While they're great, while they're weak against the Phoenix, the Spectre doesn't help much in that. They're amazing against the Weaver. Like these three, especially if Spectre goes for an early Orchid, it's like it's a build that we can see. You have a silence and a stun on the Grimstroke, a lift from the Rubik, possibly a potential steal of a stun, but we'll see what he gets later. And Spectre can just show up and do a lot of damage. Weaver's not a very tanky hero. You know, a lift with a bug on it, followed by Inkswell popping off. Like these 3 seconds of disable is more than enough if the Spectre shows up with these two supports. So, Gamax, while your support will have a good game, your carry doesn't, and you're like, that's not a trade you want to be in. Also, what they're going to go with, they go with the Venge. Alright, I like the save.
Okay. So yeah, they got that one. It literally looks like Gamax have just stolen the support duo from Riyadh Chefs in game number 1. It's literally the Venge and the Phoenix taken away. So they're going to say that was the recipe of success and why they lost game number 1. So hopefully that'll give them better chances here in this second game. But we'll just have to wait and see how the rest of the draft does go, as they are waiting for their 4th pickup right now. So this is pretty much guaranteed to be a Weaver carry, right? Can't really go in any other role. Phoenix the 4, Vengeful's going to be the 5. So most likely going to be seeing the offlaner right now to come out and play up versus the Spectre and Grimstroke lane. What core comes to mind to go up against that matchup?
So I was thinking they might take a mid instead to keep the Weaver as a flex pick just in case. Like if you take an off lane, you definitely leave the mid. But if you take a flex, you're like, is it Weaver off? We don't know. You know, so I think that's why they went for the Pangolier. However, if we are thinking of an off lane, to answer your question, they can deal with Spectre. I would have loved to see the CK. You could consider going for a Wraith King as well, not to deal with Spectre, but just to have a scaling offlaner instead. Like I kind of like that as an option. They go with the Magus. Yeah, I feel like the Wraith King becomes a little bit better actually now. It's like if you're you don't want to RP the Wraith King.
Yeah, 100% to sort of negate that initial big ultimate initiation to come out from Riyadh Chef. Doesn't care about that at all with the second life. Can just progress quite nicely into the later parts of the game as well. Yeah, I think the Wraith King could be a really solid pickup here from Gamax. We'll just have to wait and see if they even get the opportunity. But they do not. Riyadh Chefs, yeah, they ban it out. They get rid. Okay. Very wise, I'd say.
All right, so yeah, all right. Though here's a worrisome part for me. Gamax, they have damage compared to previous game. I'm not gonna say they don't have damage. Previous game I was like, oh man, the damage. There's damage issues they're gonna have. They have damage. Riyadh Chef is not as durable. You know, Magnus is nowhere near a Pudge or what's the other one they had? Bristleback. So they can't bring him down, but they're very, very squishy on Gamax. You know, it's like Pangolier and Weaver, if they're caught without their spells, are easily to kill. You have your supports can save you, but it's not amazing. I do worry about that problem for Gamax. They just get picked off one by one as the game goes on. That's capitalist line again. I like it.
100%. Spamming that nom nom nom. Always from Megaway, man. He's the only one using that voice line the entire series. But yeah, the final bans were the Centaur and Dawnbreaker there from Gamax, and Riyadh Chefs instantly were like spam clicking to ban out the Meepo, so they were really afraid of that one appearing in this game. But yeah, the Nature's Prophet was actually their final pick. So this is a Nature's Prophet mid and then Magnus off, or maybe Nature's Prophet off lane, Magnus mid, do you think?
I think you might want to put the Magnus mid, actually. Have him go up against the Pangolier. I think you prefer that matchup and have Nature's Prophet go off instead. We'll see. I feel like attacker likes flashy heroes. And let's be honest, Nature's Prophet is many things, but he's not. This guy is not flashy at all. He's like, oh my god, he teleported there. Is that like the best thing he can do? So I think the Magnus suits attacker a lot more.
Yeah, I agree there.
Last pick, probably an offlane. You know who I would really like to see? A Timbersaw. I'd love to see a Timbersaw. I don't think that's something that they're going to go with, but I would like to see it if it was an option. Or they could go for a carry and put the Weaver off, but I don't like that option because I feel like Weaver should be your damage and you should pick someone else as your tanking offlaner who can deal some damage as well. Tough one.
Yeah. I like the Timbersaw idea. That seems like it's pretty good. There's no like natural break mechanic either to help shut him down. Okay, but they go for another pretty beefy frontliner hero of the Tidehunter this time round. Does also give them a bit more team fight control, extra protection for the egg when that comes out, just to, you know, lock everybody down from Riyadh Chef. So yeah, there's some decent synergy here.
I like it. I like it. I mean, definitely. Now you have very solid team fight. Pango, Roll, as well as the Ravage with the Phoenix on top. But like, if you can get those 3 spells to land on a couple of people, you'll win the fight. There's just no way around it. So I like that a lot. You got decent save. He's a very tanky guy. You don't want to RP him. Something I mentioned with the Wraith King. I was like, you don't want to RP Wraith King because it comes back to life, and you don't RP the Tidehunter as well because he can just shrug it off within a couple of hits. So I like that quite a bit. Real Chefs, their lineup is very global. You know, you got the Nature's Prophet and the Spectre. You're up against mostly very easy heroes to bring down, except from the Tidehunter. And your team fight is weaker, but it's built for pickoffs. This is a much closer draft than game 1. But I think I'm going to stick to Real Chefs. GameX has to... they have to take a game before I can really be like, you know, oh yeah, I think they can take it. I'm like, still unlikely.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there, like you mentioned, there is just sort of 2 clear different ideas on how this game's going to go. Gamax, they're in for the 5v5. You know, they've got a really fantastic team fight where, as you mentioned, it does feel like Riyadh Chefs is much more pick-off orientated. And just, yeah, look for those kills, really try and excel through the global presence and get as many kills as possible. One thing I will say as well, it's not attacker on the Magnus, it is attacker Nature's Prophet. So, where's the flash there, Otomo? Where's the flash?
Hey, look, when, like I said, he's going to teleport someone, we're going to be like, oh my god, look at that teleport. Well, I suppose Sprout is kind of a, like, fancy skill. You know, when you don't sprout people inside, now you sprout, like, you put them outside so they have to cut through 2 trees. That's kind of cool. You know, have you seen someone body block with 3 hits and it's kind of okay? Yeah,
I mean, it looks cool. Still not the flash we will love to see, but yeah, we are now in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we're going to get treated to any fast first bloods, and maybe we will, as Monster has been caught out, slowed from the gush into a stun, and there is just no chance here for the Rubik to survive. Meteor Bob is actually the one to get the first blood, and maybe they're coming in for a bit of retaliation here from Riyadh Chefs. The stroke actually lands onto like 4 heroes, so it's good damage, but not really any follow-up to go for a kill, so pretty decent start there for Gamax here.
Yeah, Weaver may not give you the whole lot, but the other 4 are fantastic fighters. They're very famous. Basically, sorry, Phoenix negates early damage. Megaway, you know, look, he's got 900 health. Jeez. And of course, if Replicate gets a shield crash on a couple of heroes, he's also gonna have a big barrier. So you don't really have very impressive. Like Rubik is garbage, Grimstroke is whatever, Spectre's whatever. So yeah, I can see why they don't want to engage in this 5-on-5 if they can help it. And they want more. Oh, it's my attacker.
Megaway. He's found the really key target of the Nature's Prophet. Replicate just charging on through. Shield Crash will slow. They're really doubling down to try and get this kill, and they will manage to find it. Down goes the Nature's Prophet before anyone from Riyadh Chefs can make a difference there. And that's 2 kills from Gamax. Mid laner also dying is a fantastic start there for Replicate. Doesn't get the kills for either of them, but even still, 2 assists, extra gold, extra XP. He'll take it.
And to be fair, in this game on a Phoenix, I feel like you always, if you can get hand of mice on the Phoenix, it's so good. Like, this is a very level-based hero. You don't really care much about your items, but if you can get that level 20, you have the shard, you do amazing damage. So, very good for them. They can get it. It's not ideal that your sports gets it, but at least there's 2 sports who can kind of benefit from it. Ish.
Yeah. Ish. Ish. Yeah. Oh, we'll see if they do go down that Hand of Midas route. I feel like every single time I try and do Hand of Midas in my support games, I just get shouted at, man. You know, I just want to play professionally just so I can build ridiculous items, and people says that it's good, it's meta. You know.
Oh, a 3rd kill. And I know what you mean, right? Like you're playing Ogre Magi, and they're like, oh, you want to go find myself? I'm like, yeah, who doesn't? It's so good. The gold, everything. Like, oh yeah, you want to go for him? Yeah, it's the best item. Oh man, top lane very famous. I think he might be losing his life.
Yeah,
he does.
Just gets right-click down. He was sort of going back and forth, maybe trying to get the finish on towards Mendy, but can't get it. Instead, they're going to try and set up for a kill onto Megaway as well. The Inkswell will land, the right-click's coming in, the Kraken Shell keeping them alive. 1 more hit is all they need, and Krudos will get it. Double kill there for the Spectre, so sure, Gamax had a pretty good start, but the enemy carry getting a double kill was not great.
Not at all. Oh dear. And kind of felt like maybe they... I'm not gonna say they didn't need to do that, it's just that it feels a little bit more avoidable than some of the kills we've seen. You know, it's like maybe the very famous could have gone back a little bit, Megaway didn't have to play like that. And Monster Kill gets a kill on Meteor Bob, so all of a sudden we have equalized the kills across the board. It's 3-for-3. Gamax still ahead to his net worth, but not by a whole lot. And there's a disconnect from the Weaver. He's like, can't believe you did that again, Bob. I'm not playing anymore.
Yeah, that really does remind me of my pubs. You die, you carry disconnects, pauses, and doesn't come back. Okay, no.
It's over.
It's over. That's it.
It's like when in Rocket League, I don't know if you played the game, but someone scores in the first 7 seconds, and your partner's like, "That's it. There's no comeback." You know, it's impossible. You're like, "We have 4 minutes of game left." He's like, "Nah, it's over."
God, that game used to tilt the hell out of me. The amount of times people would spam "what a save" when you didn't save something. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know what game's more toxic, to be honest. Dota 2 pubs or Rocket League? I haven't got a clue. They're so damn close.
My favorite part of Rocket League is when you see a replay of a ball going in, and then you see the goalkeeper move as it just goes in. He's like, "Oh wait, it's coming!" You're like, "Yeah, you could have moved like 3 seconds earlier and blocked it."
Even still, it's looking like a relatively good start here for Gamax. Still, top 2 position on the CS chart is for them. Obviously, the Weaver being the big one there, and with a kill to their name, Forever's having a tremendous start. Owned Me, he's doing fine as well, 10-1. Do you think this could be the sort of game where rather than going for like a Blink Dagger, like gank setup build, Owned Me might go for like a fast Shadow Blade to set up for that global presence of the other 2 cores?
I think he's still on the Blink Dagger. I think he's still on the Blink Dagger if you can get it. I just wonder if he's... I think like it's a tough game for Own Me in the laning phase. You're up against 2 ranged heroes. You know, if you're getting close, there's a wave of tear as well as the bugs on the swarm on you. So Own Me is taking quite a bit of damage. And he's just going to be fine. Like, he can't land it, poor guy. Not his fault, I mean, obviously. Just that level 1 lift is such a joke of a spell.
It's awful. Like, hardly any sort of lift duration, and the distance is crap. I mean, even if they didn't get the skewer, the Sakuchi was still going for a while, so he probably would have been able to run out regardless. But
oh, they wanted to go for it.
Yeah. Turning around, Monster in danger. The bugs not going to be able to get rid of it fast enough, and will just die. Owned Me as well. Can he actually escape? Another Sakuchi up in a second, but Forever says, "I do not want to be diving tier 1 towers." And he will just let that one go. I mean, he doesn't need to dive it. You got a free kill. You took hardly any damage yourself. You forced more resource out from Me. The salve even getting cancelled there from Bob long range. Oh, that is really, really brutal. This game, I mean, actually, game number 1, Gamax had a good start in that game as well. And then after laning phase, that's when Riyadh Chefs actually started becoming a scary team. So if they're not careful here from Gamax, the same thing might happen. You know, they've got to get their lead, and they have to hold on to it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, here's one of the reasons why Rubik has been phased out of the meta. He's kind of a garbage laner, you know? He's not amazing. Like, he's not the worst in the game. There are much worse, but he is not impressive. And you put him with the Magnus, who's up against 2 range heroes, you can see why he's suffering quite a bit. I mean, I say that he's got 25 CS, but in terms of net worth, doesn't feel like he's really doing that well. And they might get another kill here on Monster.
I'm gonna try to, but it looks like they're not actually gonna bother diving too far for the Rubik. I guess Me was just putting his body in front of his support, just trying to make a bit of space, and yeah, we'll survive this time round. We've not really touched on how this mid lane is actually going, but it's relatively even in terms of CS. The real big difference here is the fact that Replicate has a lot more denies.
In terms of gold, though, it's favoring Replicate by almost by like 200 gold. And I do think that if they both show up in the bottom lane, Forever is in trouble.
Yeah, it's Gucci. He manages to get it off. No lockdown there for the Weaver. Instead, they're going to try and get this kill on towards Meteor Bob. And they will fall down. So first rotation there for Attacker does achieve a free kill. Actually still trying to play quite aggressive right now. Forever, Sakuchi's on cooldown for another 2 seconds. Can they find the kill? Shockwave will land. Not going to be enough to get the kill though, but even still, Forever playing very, very aggressively there. That could have been punished hard.
Top lane doing some damage to make away, but he should be fine. Very surprising that Replicate did not choose to rotate. He didn't have any mana, I guess is why, but that you kind of need him in that situation. That might be the biggest difference between the Nature's Prophet and the Pangolier, is that Nature's Prophet shows up, makes a big difference. Oh, bomb lane. I think he's gone.
And me lingering just a little bit too long there. Not really many resources to work with. Even Monster Kill doesn't have any sort of regen himself, so couldn't achieve all too much in that position. Does just end up being a free kill, as you're mentioning. It looks like we're going to see a rotation coming up from Replicate up to this top lane with the Arcane Rune. Credos maybe trying to get aggressive here with the Inkswell on top, but not quite predicting this rotation coming through from the Pangolier that will cause him to end up falling down. Even Meteor Bomb denies the retreat there from Menu, and as a result, it's another kill. 2 going over towards Gamax.
Fantastic rotation. Of the two heroes, he can do so much more than Nature's Prophet when he shows up, and he gets 2 bounty runes along the way. That is also very nice for him.
Cha-ching! Money.
500
Yeah,
gold total for his team.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Top of CS, gets a good gank, now top of net worth. All 3 cores here from Gamax in that top 3 position as well. 2,000 gold lead for the whole team to boot. So yeah, this is a very, very fantastic start for themselves. But as we mentioned, they just got to hold on to that lead. Make sure they don't do any sort of silly plays that can end up opening up the map and giving away free resources over towards the side of Riyadh Chefs. So
I like the move by Tide Hunter. He's got the Beat Your Hammer, so now he can actually threaten towers if you leave him alone, which is nice. You know, you can start closing the map a little bit mid lane.
Replicate in a very dangerous position right now. Damage comes through. The silence will make sure he can't do anything at all. All of his skills were on cooldown. And yeah, very famous. Absolutely nowhere for him to run. And he will just end up being another free kill. That was a very interesting position there for Replicate to be so deep. And there we go. There's the mistakes, which gives free space over towards Riyadh Chefs.
I like how you say interesting. I would have used a very different word, but I guess we are on stream, so we can't say that. Yeah, it was certainly a very interesting way to play that situation for him. And doesn't throw their lead, but does shrink it by a significant margin. Still top 3 net worth on Gamax, but they're nipping at their heels on the Riyadh Chefs.
Yeah, not too far behind. Will own me down at the bot lane with the Rolling Thunder. Yeah, that's going to be a free kill. Absolutely nothing the man could do in that situation to survive. Catapult will die though to the tower, so it's not like there's going to be a huge amount of actual pushing threat coming through here. Monster should be able to put a stop to that pretty easily. But you know, still a free kill on the enemy offlaner is pretty damn nice. He'll take that.
Yeah, but man, owned me. He's got Power Treads and Wraith Bands and a Magic Wand and 500 gold. That's not much to work with right now. Just had he's only level 5. He's not even level 6 yet, so it's a tough situation. 9 minutes in, of course he can recover, but tough. But we have Nature's Prophet. He's going for the Orchid. Oh.
Yeah, it'd be very nice when he gets that item. Be able to find all those free kills across the map. Excel on their global presence. Meanwhile, Monster, attempted to go for the cliff on towards Forever. Not going to land. Ends up just being another free kill going over towards the bug. This thing is getting very scary right now. There's nothing Omi could do, especially without his ultimate. Just has to watch his support die and just run back.
Oh, Replicate again.
Deep again. Inkswell will connect. There's no escape. Kredos comes in, gets the final touch as well. I'm just going to head back up towards top to farm. Yeah, Replicate. That's multiple mistakes being made right there. Getting caught behind the enemy tier 1. There's only so many times you can do that before you start giving away a huge lead.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, he's a core, so you can't be like, oh, he's making space. Like, it doesn't work that way. You really need your core. And he is sort of the linchpin of their aggression. You can't afford to have the Pangolier make these mistakes forever. Walks into the Sentry's plan, but it was Shikuchi Stone. It is a max level Shikuchi. You love this as the Rubik. It's such a nice ability to have.
Yeah.
Oh, and
I mean, I was going to say, like, to be honest, Monster can probably farm creep waves faster than Own Me can now. Fade Bolt plus Sakuchi, I think that's just a dead wave, isn't it? It's just, you can flash farm if he wants.
Pretty much 325 plus 190. Should be able to. And top lane, are they going to go for the Tide Hunter? Not really a kill you have an easy time getting. But
yeah.
Seem kind
they were thinking about it. There was a couple of, like, teleports there from Attacker which he cancelled. I guess yeah, they just come to the conclusion that this is a Tide Hunter that we're diving on. We don't have a nearby tier 1. There's no vision, so it would have been a very, very risky play. And I think it was a heads-up idea to not go for that one. Because I feel like some teams, when they see a hero like on their own, and they're like, "We go for it," you know, this is a free kill. But
he must die.
Ended poorly. Yeah, literally, it would have been very bad.
Nah, that not Tide Hunter in that situation. He's actually the most farmed hero in the map so far. So Megaway, he's having a fantastic time. And oh, the swap comes out. Should be relatively. Oh, wow.
Okay. They just wanted that guy dead. I mean, getting rid of the Rubik when he has Kuchi is, it does feel pretty nice. Plus, that does secure Mega Way just to clear up this Ancient stack as well. Further his farm. Hey, so what is this Tide actually building into next? He's got the Pipe and Blink Dagger queued.
I like it.
Yeah?
Well, I mean, actually, when you look at one thing for Dire Side, they don't really have... actually, we might have a fight in the bottom lane. Looks like not. They don't have this massive damage, either physical or magical. So it's like whether he builds a pipe, can't really build a Crimson Guard. So like, all right, pipe, their limited magic damage is going to be reduced by quite a lot, and it's nice. I like it. I'm not expressing it very well how much I like it, but I do like it quite a lot.
he likes it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we need to know. But yeah, like I said, it will definitely mitigate quite a lot.
Attacker don't like that.
No, he's getting dived right now. Egg into his face, plus the Rolling Thunder. Krenos turns up, plus the TP in from Menu. It won't be enough to make sure they get rid of the Egg. Menu, that's going to cost him his life. Krenos still trying to get some sort of counter kill. Meteor Bob will fall. It looks like Replicating Forever just going to have to disengage. So ends up being a 2 for 2, but inside of Gamaz, that is a core dying for 2 support, so they'll take that trade.
Yep, they're very happy with that, and the Egg almost was able to be popped. I like what Menu did, trying to swap them away from it. Sorry, Meteor Bob was trying to do that. It didn't work, but it does show that, hey, he's trying his best, and that, like one day that will work, and you'll be like, oh, what a good move. And Orchid is finished on Nature's Prophet, so now Weaver, beware. He has no Dispel and no way to block. No Lincolns, no Manta, no BKB, so he is quite on the vulnerable side here.
Yeah, I feel like now Owned Me can just drop an RP on towards this Weaver no matter what, and that should just be the Weaver dead, right? Especially now that Owned Me has his Blink Dagger completed, so he's going to be able to find him every single time. I mean, maybe they might even do it to replicate. If this Pangolier shows himself in this spot, they might just try and go for that kill instead, but it looks like the rest of Gamax, they're just going to take down the tier 1 mid.
Bottom lane replicates here. Does he want to go for anything here? Doesn't have a whole lot of mana, but does have. Okay, he's got a full bottle as well as 11 magic wand charges. Both teams know the other one's there. Yeah, he's going for it. Oh god! Oh no!
Oh, he gets stuck, and Rolling Thunder gets stolen away, which Monster Kill immediately does. Cube versus Bull, which one is more aerodynamic? Well, looks like no one's going to be actually get any sort of connection. Everyone just rolls away from each other. Yeah, on top. Forever gets caught out. Krenos as well as Attacker managing to bring down that one. First shown of the Orchid Malevolence. Perfectly done there from Riyadh Chefs.
Yep, that is what we expected to see. And the great reveal of the Orchid. Oh man, I feel bad. I feel like the whole game I haven't mentioned Replicate's roll. And then I'm like, oh, he's going to roll. And he's like, sorry, man. I jinxed you. Oh, here we're going. They're very famous.
And me having to try and disengage. Soulbind actually chucked out onto the 2 of them. But the Fate Bolt that comes through is decent damage, but it was used just to make sure that Owned Me could disengage, you know. That's the life of support. Sacrificing yourself to secure the retreat for your cause. He did his job valiantly. Nothing you could really complain about that one.
Unfortunately, you also lose that tower. That is the main tower that Dire uses to contest Radiant Roshans. So it is a bit of a problem. Oh, good jump and swap.
Into the pre-cast as well. Oh, there is going to be the RP on towards 3. Skewered back in towards the tower. Ravage is going to be used. Egg also dropped right now. They're going to focus it down. It's gone in seconds. And now with the respawning of Menu, there is nowhere for Mega Way to run. He takes a while to fall there from the Kraken shell, but it doesn't matter. It's a huge kill. And to be honest, that was like a really well-coordinated kill into a really fantastic counterplay. That was beautiful to see.
Yep, we forgot that there's global presence. Spectre and Nature's Prophet. Even though Nature's Prophet got hit by the Ravage, the Egg only takes a few hits to die 6, so they were able to get on top of it and bring it down. So well played by Riyadh Chefs, clawing their way back into this game.
Yeah. I love the initial play, though, to start that off. The Tumblr's toy into the swap from Meteor Bob, and also the Meteor Hammer being pre-cast where the Venge already was before the swap happened. That is really fantastic communication and teamwork. Obviously, it doesn't pan out. They all die in the end, but it was still cool. You know, I like it.
Same here. You know, so a lot of people will look at something and say, if it works, it's great. If it doesn't work, it's bad. I'm like, no, it's like the idea behind it has to be the right one. You know, it's like you know, it's like, oh, Crystal Maiden, Divine Rapier, it worked for me, it's a good idea. It's like, no, it isn't. It's more than that.
But Crystal made an Aghanim shard. That's a legit.
Oh, no, that's
I pick up there. Meanwhile, attacker will just get caught out. I mean, we can see if they can get on top of this Nature's Prophet, man. It just disappears. There's no tankability on this hero at all. It's just paper.
Not at all. Alright, Pangolier. And Pangolier's got the Diffusal, which adds damage. He's going to go for the Aghanim, so he's halfway there. So Replicate's going to be able to do a lot of work for him. He already has, but even more so. What are we seeing here for Meteor Bob, Solar Crest, Weaver? He's going for the Manta. He feels like that's the best way to deal with the Orc. And I like it. You know, you might be able to break the Lincoln Sphere with like a Spectral Step, but you want something else. So the Manta is the best way to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, we got a 3-hero dive underneath this tier 2, trying to get this kill on towards Menu. He'll actually force out the egg to be dropped. Only ready and waiting. Oh, he steps up a little bit too far. Actually gets caught by the stun, but Monster Kill rolling on through there. Actually gets the stun to Replicate. RP gets dropped. It's going to be the connection onto Meteor Bob. Replicate will eventually die. He got swapped off to the side. Actually, he's just got so many damage barriers coming through. This man's invincible right now.
3 seconds.
Instead, Kratos is actually going to be the one that ends up falling down. Megaway is here as well. Attacker going for the TP out, but there is going to be Ravage to get the cancel. Stolen away there from Monster Kill. But the immediate purge from the Kraken Shell, they're going to keep chase. And eventually, there will be a dead Rubik. Maybe even Menu going to fall here. Gets a stun on towards Forever. A lot of damage with the time lapse. He's going to be fine. Jesus, that was a messy fight.
It was a good use of the egg early on, but unfortunately for Onmi, he walks in just as it's. I like the idea, right? He's like, I'm going to jump in, right as the egg explodes, and scare him away. It would have been very nice, but he gets hit by the edge of the egg, and isn't able to do that. We didn't have Ravage till about mostly when the fight was dying down. He used it mostly just to cancel attacker's TP. So it worked out for them. But Gemax, they walk away happy. They got what they wanted.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like... Oh, hang on. In the mid, Replicate. Yeah, he's in danger right now. Swap once again is going to be there from Meteor Bob. Going to be able to keep the Pangolier alive. Meteor Bob actually also going to survive somehow. Never mind. One more right click does get the kill. With the Soulbind completely countering out the Rolling Thunder there from Replicate. Only is here as well. Blink plus Skewer. Gonna actually just drag Megaway even closer in towards the attacker. That is not what this Nature's Prophet wanted at all. And eventually he will end up falling down. Sprout actually grabbing on towards Omi as well. A lot of damage coming towards Replicate, but with that Sunray, healing up the Pango continuously. There's nothing Omi can do. Swashbuckle there from Monster, trying to get this kill on towards Replicate, who will eventually fall. Takes a hell of a lot, but in comes Forever to get the final grab. And that's 4 people dead there for Riyadh Chefs.
I love Meteor Bob. Dude, that's 2 times he swaps Replicate when he's about to be in a bad situation. The first time when they fought this, the area where Forever is right now, near that the Dire outpost, he swaps him just as the spells come in and keeps him alive. Just now, the same thing. Like, this guy is so selfless, and this is what his team needs. Replicate, we've seen him. He positions himself badly, loses his life, and Meteor Bob was like, no. You're not costing me my ticket to KL. You know, I'm going to Kuala Lumpur. I have to literally drag you there. So really impressive play by him.
Yeah, he's definitely trying his best to keep his team in it. I love as well that he's been really on point as well with using the Tumblers toy. Like, I've actually seen him use that multiple times to get himself into a really good position. It just shows you, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes tier 1 items, that's where it's at, man. They're too strong.
They're the good ones, you know. Maybe you don't think, but they're the good ones. I gotta say, there's something I don't mean to criticize, but I'm not sure why the very famous took Pupil's Gift as a tier 2 item. Like, it's not really a Phoenix item when you have anything like Bam Brace, Philosopher's Stone. There are other items that give you some strength, which helps you with your survivability. And he's keeping the Trusty Shovel as well. I like that. Like, just keep digging Bounty Ruins. That's actually better for you overall.
The seeds of fortune.
That's the
small grip.
That's the hallmark of a person who really does play a lot of support. You know, you hold on to that shovel until you actually need every single backpack spot. You get so much value. Even digging salves later on is nice. Yeah, try to go for a grab onto Replicate by the looks, but Haste Rune Pangolier, man, there's just no catching this guy. Or is there? He's still close by. Blink is available for Own's Gonna jump. There it is, the grab. All the rest of the follow-up coming through. He still has Haste Rune for a couple more seconds. But it's not enough. He will still die. Big kill coming over towards Riyadh Chefs.
You remember in Overwatch, there's a girl who goes, Bob! Bob! And I'm like, oh, yeah, where were you, Bob? Where were you when Gondor called for aid? Or wait, no, it's Rohan. False, right? That was different.
Yeah. Where was he when the Westfold fell? That's the line, Tomo. You know.
That's. Vengeful Spirits got the shard, by the way, for free from the Tormentor. Great shard. Rubik doesn't have it, by the way. That's one of the things that if you stole it and you had the shard on Rubik, that double stun would have been really nice for you. Instead, he has Kraken Shell. I mean, sorry, Anchor Smash, which is, I think,
value. You know,
so.
the damage reduction onto the Weaver could be Pog, but I'm sure he's just going to try and swap out and get something else as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Akshar does go over towards owned meat, so we do have that little shockwave pull in, pull back sort of thing going on now. It's not exactly the biggest upgrade, but it's all right. It's
cute. It's like it's no horn toss, you know, like that's the one you want. Well, we have a Spectre. He's got the Manta style. We have Tom Forever as well as the Manta style. So suddenly that jump in with Orchid, not so good. And Attacker, he's got the BKB Orchid BKB on the Nature's Prophet. It's like it's fine, but I don't know. Apart from that one kill on the Weaver, we haven't seen Orchid do too much for him.
Not yet. I just have to try it. Maybe literally just going into like the back lines and silencing up Mickey Bob could be big. Yeah, Monster has been caught trying to do some little Sakuchi plays running around, but yeah, that's not going to work this time round. Caught out from 5 heroes. He falls, and as a result, tier 2's going to drop. Do Gamax also now try and shove high ground? Like they've got Aegis, they've got all their ultimates available. Is this enough just to push up and maybe threaten the barracks?
I think you do want to throw in the barracks. Yeah, like you said, you have all your ultimates. You put in Forever in the front. He's got the 2 lives. Even Megaway can just be a little bit behind and use that Meteor Hammer. It's like, I don't know if you want to go to this long game against a Spectre, Nature's Prophet. It's risky, you know. You could take them. I think there's a lot of cans. It's just you're in a good spot. I'd abuse it if I could.
Definitely. I mean, both glyphs used yet again. Where's the actual response here from the side of Riyadh Chefs? There is actually going to be RP, drop from Omi, scooter back towards the tier 4s, into the Soulbind as well. It's a good connection. It looks like it will actually get the kill on towards Replicate. He has fallen. Egg as well will pop, but everybody just falls back inside from Riyadh Chefs. Not going to get caught out from the stun. And as a result, bit by bit, they are winning this fight. They get the grab as well to the very famous, and it's an absolute disaster. Megaway TP in. Is there any cancel? There is not. 100%. That's a big win there for Riyadh Chefs. And Gamax just overstaying their welcome.
The problem is that Replicate got caught. You don't care if Megaway gets caught. It's fine. You know, he's got the pipe. He's got almost 3,000 health. He's tanky boy. You know, but the Replicate getting caught and Bob was on time to save him, which is not... I mean, I don't point fingers, but you really need your Pangolier to not be the one hitting those towers. Weaver can do it because he's got Aegis, and Titan can just stay a bit further behind with Meteor Hammer. Your sports can save, but Replicate had no business being there, and he's been replicating his mistakes a lot this game.
I like we did that. That was very good. But yeah, it has been, you know, for lack of a better word, it feels like it's been chain feeding. You know, I'm just gonna I'll say it as it is. You know, it's a horrible phrase, but yeah, there has been multiple mistakes. And yeah, just positioning so far this game, but it doesn't look like Gamax are really going to be too deterred by the outcome of the last fight. They still have the Aegis, they still have all of their ultimates apart from the egg, so they're just like, alright, let's just go back to mid, keep pushing. And there's still no RP as well for another 30 seconds on top of that, so there is plenty of time to keep taking these objectives. Another tier 2 will fall.
They just need to wait 20 seconds. Don't go up without the egg, you know. It's like don't rush. And they want to go. I think bombs would be a safer up here. Make away. Oh wow, he is not durable.
He gets absolutely torn to pieces. The very famous as well. He was trying to Sunray to keep his offlaner alive, but he just ends up dying yet again. And man, this is just the power of a Magnus and the ability to reposition enemies wherever you want. You know, just drags owned me miles away from the base. Or they're going to try and grab Replicate. He actually skewers into him, so he can't get the RP to cancel the roll. And it doesn't look like they're going to carry on chasing. Or are they? Owned me. Blink daggers forwards. But no, Replicate will escape. But at the same time, Monster did also steal the roll in Thunder.
I mean, to be fair, without the jump, it's not nearly as scary without the shield crash. Because then you might be like, oh crap, I'm in a bad spot. And it's a Rubik. So, you know, you have way less durability going in. It's not the biggest deal. It's more like if it's paired up with a good RP. So Plus, I'll be honest with you, a lot of Rubiks when they steal, they don't look as good as the Pangolier. It's like, oh, you know, it's like I'm not used to this turning rate. This is a shit skill.
RP actually using the mid lane
Again?
to go straight away on towards Megaway. And that's a free kill. No Tidehunter now for 50 seconds. And it looks like maybe they're in a position right now here for Riyadh Chefs to start pushing their own tier 2. Everyone from Gamax is nearby though, so they might still try and defend this despite the fact that they're missing a hero. Immediately there is going to be the jump on towards the Weaver, who is just gone, owned me as well, making sure he can get an extra kill on towards Meteor Bob. Egg has been dropped, but there is nobody around here from Riyadh Chefs. They just disengage, they still get the free kill on towards the Venge. And this is a real terrible situation here from Gamax. They've used several ultimates now, still losing heroes. But it looks like they have managed to keep their tier 2 safe, or have they? There's going to be the skewer back. Immediately another kill. Replicate fall him. Owned me. You just call this guy Collapse. He's an absolute demon.
Yeah. Dude, like this is... this Silver Edge on the Nature's Prophet has turned Tidehunter into nothing. Like, we were talking about him being durable. He is, but only when the Silver Edge is not available. And Replicate, again, way too out of position, losing his life. And they're having trouble. They also have an issue with the Grimstroke. He throws out this Soulbind, and your Pangolier loses so much value. For Gamax, you were, what, 7,000 gold behind there, 8,000. Oh, dear. And very misses his life. Couldn't get a kill on Monster, though.
Gone. Yeah, forever the right clicks, they do hurt. Even still, Monster is just able to roll himself away. Megaway is coming through, but he's just too damn slow to get on top of anybody. But at the same time, they did secure their own Wisdom Rune, you know, so... making sure that one does not get snatched away. But what were they? At one point, they were ahead by 5,000 gold or something like that. They were ahead by 6,000. They are now behind by 9,000. Yeah, this is not looking great. Just multiple like push attempts that have completely backfired and really set them back here in this game.
I know, and Replicate. I swear to God, I haven't seen him use the Aghanim Scepter. He does have Blink Dagger now on the Pangolier, so it's gonna give him some way of, you know, being like, okay, I don't have to roll in, and I can actually roll Blink on top of the Grimstroke and bring him down. That could be something that they really need. I like that line, that lyrical line, by the way. It's very nice.
It is good. Internet problems though. Hopefully that is resolved pretty damn quickly. You know. Generally, you do get a few connection issues when you are doing online sort of games, but yeah, should be resolved pretty damn fast. So I imagine the next big focus from Gamax is probably going to be trying to get second Roche, right? Like, they weren't able to use that first one too effectively, but if they give away the second to Riyadh Chefs, then this game just looks extremely hard for themselves. So they cannot give that one away. And as we were mentioning in the draft, they have fantastic team fight. You know, the Rolling Thunder, Phoenix Egg, the Kraken,
Ravage.
Ravage. That's the bloody word. Forgot about it.
No.
So yeah, all these huge ultimates just to make fighting in the pit so easy for themselves and an absolute nightmare for Riyadh Chefs. They should, in theory, be able to secure that one for themselves, but it all depends if maybe someone gets picked off beforehand, in which case, all bets are off. It's probably just going to be a free one for Riyadh Chefs.
Probably. That's the thing, right? It's like, as much as you theory craft, in the end, one guy's out of position, Replicate, and then it's like, oh, well, there's the whole plan that we just had. The beautiful idea is completely scrapped. What about, let's see, Phoenix's Hand of Mice has been put to good use. He is the most farmed support, but not a whole lot more than the Rubik. And he wants to go for a Shiva's Guard. Okay. Huh. Shiva's Guard. I mean, it's a good item. I'm just surprised that he wants to go for it in this game rather than, you know, the Refresher Orb, which is the double egg, is super good.
Yeah, because I mean, like, he has been getting his egg off pretty much every single fight. I don't think there's been a single time where he got burst down before he could actually use it. So, yeah, it feels like the Refresher Orb could be a pretty decent shout there, but yeah, he's clearly deciding to go a completely different route. We'll see how it does pan out in the end. Definitely feels like they need some big turnaround play here to recover this game. I mean, is there like a big item for the Weaver to get that could make a difference here?
Not really. I'm thinking that if it's a big play, that's going to be... I feel like Meteor Bob is going to swap someone. And then you can pick them off, and then you can take the fight 4 versus 5. Or 4 versus 4, because Meteor Bob probably loses his life. Especially, unless he has Aghanim Scepter. But I don't think there's an item that Gamax can get where I'm like, oh yeah, it's on now. You know, like beware Riyadh. So it's mostly on the plays that they're gonna be able to do.
Yeah, I agree. But we are now back underway.
I had no
Hopefully,
idea we were
Kudos's
even off.
internet problems are gone.
I had no idea we were
Wake
on
up as
camera,
well.
right? It's like, wait. Oh, thank God, I didn't do anything. I had itches in some locations, and I was like, I'll wait.
Dig away, mate. Dig away. You know, you've earned that. Scratch yours to your heart's content. I mean, what time is it for you right now? It's pretty damn late, right?
It is 1:50 a.m., but I mean, it's fine. It's good to be here. But I just love that I love our producer was like, we're going back in the game. I'm like, we were out of the game. Were we?
Gotta keep your eye on the stream, my friend. You know, you never know.
Oh, I was in game looking at the items. I love doing that. You know, I was like, oh, that's what they're going for. That's what they think they can work with. Okay, cool. Tyler does have the shard, by the way. I haven't mentioned. I don't think we've seen it in the water so far, but now you can put it on. Yeah, if you can put on, I think Spectre's probably your best target.
Yeah.
It doesn't have BKB.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Unless somehow Mega Wave can react like before the skewer comes out from the Magnus, maybe that could be pretty impactful. But that's quite hard to do. So yeah, I feel like the Spectre is really the only person who's going to make a difference on Nature's Prophet. Like he doesn't care about moving. He just AFK right clicks. You know, he doesn't give a crap about being leashed.
Anyone you can catch would be pretty good for them. All right, 10,000 gold behind. It's 71% in favor of Riyadh Master. I say that's fair. You know, it's like 70%.
Oh,
yeah, more likely.
You did it! You did it! You said Riyadh Masters. I'm not the only one,
Oh
ladies and gentlemen.
shit! Okay, I'll be honest with you. It's actually not the first time I did it. You just didn't catch me the first time. This is the second time I did it. Oh, forever!
Let's get catched, but yeah, good swap there from Bob yet again. Always pulling his cause out of danger. So there is RP down, which is pretty big. Monster kill as well with the Rolling Thunder, but he's not going to be able to find anybody. So, you know, that's a small win maybe from Gamax, forcing out that RP. Provides a little bit more security for the other cores the next minute or so.
I love it. 3 cores show up, not a single dust between them. And they're like, oh, maybe we should buy it. You know, why can't one of the slaves do it? Like, hey, catch you up everywhere. And just like that, they just makes out alive. And yeah, my wife actually, she was watching the stream early. She said, you said Riyadh Masters and you were bullying the other guy for it. I'm like, quiet. I don't want them to hear our messages. So this is the second time I say it.
See, she's got my back. You know, she ain't putting up with your crap, Atomo, your lying, your deceit. I got you. I know your number.
All I did was mispronounce the name. Come on.
I'm not going to let you forget, though. That is the thing. But even still, second Roshan respawning in 3 seconds right now, and already Gamax are in a good position. Oh, Forever!
Yes.
Oh, he walks out just a tiny
Dude.
bit too soon. Does he go back in to check? He does not. But maybe that's actually a blessing, because everyone from Riyadh Chefs is also coming in right now. So maybe if they started it, they could have been caught out. But actually saying that, Roshan probably would be nearly dead with the amount of minus armor they have already.
True.
They still haven't even checked it.
Oh, come on, Mitchell Bob, just roar on it. You know, for God's sakes, somebody throw a fire spit. And they're like, all right, this is an awkward smoke. You know, it's like smoke into Roshan that you were just next to.
Roche didn't see it coming, mate. It's the big gank. But everyone is here for Riyadh Chefs. This Roche is dying so damn quickly. It's just got the amount of minus armor that is there. OB though, he was thinking about going for the jump, doesn't do it, and instead his blink gets cancelled, so he can't make any sort of move. The soulbind gets kind of cancelled out from the egg that gets dropped right now, and everyone from Riyadh Chefs is kind of in awkward positions. The 2 supports not having a hope in hell's chance of surviving this one. It's eventually Menu. Okay, he will be caught and found. On the flip side, they did get the kill one towards the Venge, but it doesn't matter. That's a big, big win there from Gamax. Cheese and Aegis plus 2 support kills. They'll take that any day of the week.
Great egg, by the way. He got the soulbind off it, but he was able to egg anyway. Didn't care. Top lane replicate. Don't know if you want to be dancing with the... Or do you?
Yeah.
You have Ravage. Oh, no, you don't.
He's just standing his ground. A lot of damage coming through, plus the roll from Forever. Gonna keep chasing forwards right now. Replicate will die. One more right click gets the kill. Elsewhere, Attacker also got a solo onto the very famous. That if you're Gamax is very awkward. 3 cores against 1, and the 1 was able to win. Oh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt.
Now I remember why I wanted Phoenix to buy. Yule Scepter. It's very shocking to me that he has Enos for the Shiva's guard rather than Yule Scepter, because he is getting pretty controlled by them, and the Orchid also is being a big counter for him. So, and the pause comes out with standard forever as usual. Very pissed with his team.
Very, mate, very angry. I mean, also, it's kind of interesting because Replicate, he had cheese, but he didn't use it. I don't know if maybe he didn't realize it was actually in his backpack and he swapped it for the magic wand or something, but it didn't swap fast enough and that's why he died. I'm not too sure, but yeah, that's quite a big mistake.
It is. It cost him his life and then potentially a kill on the Spectre. Alright, Meteor Bob, he is 1,000 gold away from the Aghanim Scepter, which I feel like he really needs. He's been throwing his life away to save people. I mean, it's his job, but you'd love to swap and not instantly die. You know, it's like, ow!
Yeah.
We still got value. Could put that Philosopher's Stone right where that Psychic Headband is and reap it, you know, swim in gold, basically.
Yeah, maybe he's just expecting some sort of fight to come his way. Okay, now you will finally swap it. But the extra cast range for, like, swaps onto your teammates are pretty damn handy, though. ONB going for a very aggressive skewer play right now. There isn't really that much follow-up for the rest of the squad, or is there? The damage just comes flying out. Both supports are gone. Replicate with the Rolling Thunder going in deep, but unfortunately, it's too little too late. The other two cores are staying a mile away. His roll will end, but he does escape. ONB, though, jumps in with the RP. Megaway able to avoid it with his own blink at the very least, but it doesn't matter. It's another kill for Riyadh Chefs, and here comes the push onto the tier 3.
Oh man, maybe they should rename themselves Riyadh Masters actually at this point, but that was a lot of mistakes from Gamax. They could have just let the Vengeful Spirit die, but instead the jump in by the Phoenix with no egg. He was 5 seconds away, and then Replicate. I felt in my bones. I was like, he's not rolling far enough. He's not retreating early enough. And then you can see Magus was like, yeah, let me just go up and bring him back in the last second. That's at least one lane of Rags, potentially 2.
Yeah, they're going to try it. Still 30 seconds without the Pango, but they're going for a 4-man smoke move. The nice dodge there of the stun, but even still, the Spectre in danger. The anchor, yeah, there is just no way to escape. Kratos goes down. There's a lot of gold there as well, but unfortunately, it actually goes towards the support Phoenix rather than one of the cores.
It's still worth it. I mean, the Phoenix is still a hero that you want to get. You want to give him if you can. But yeah, it would have been better if someone else got it. Maybe he'll buy a Yule Scepter, because if he had it, he could have been able to swap the catch the Grimstroke. It's a nice bandage over an amputation.
Attacker. Alright, trying to take the building, actually baits out the Ravage, BKBs, gets the building and TPs out. Also forces so many TPs back. What an absolute ball of play there from Attacker. That's huge.
Dude, look, I mean, he deserves. Okay, he makes Nature's Prophet look flashy.
Yeah, he was saying it's not the flashiest, but he makes it work somehow. Meanwhile, Only a monster. Sort of playing around with 3 heroes there on the side of Gamax, but won't overstay their welcome. And yeah, that was huge, man. That was massive.
He gets the Orchid on the bench, so he doesn't get swapped, because that's the only thing he could stop him with doing BKB. And he just makes that off. Wow, what the hell? Did you see the damage?
Yeah, what? He doesn't even have a crit. What was that?
I mean, the first one took about, like, I don't know, like 300-400 health, and the second one just got him like with a hit. What was that? Holy moly. Yeah, well, no crit, no nothing.
I suppose the Rubik is pretty squishy, not much armor, only 1800, but even still, that was
2
insane.
hits, a Rubik. It was pretty good. Attacker, he's there.
I suppose the Geminate attack damage, and then also having the shards. So you like double it? I don't know. Maybe that was it. Yeah, up top. Very famous Orchid. Yeah, that's going to be enough.
Hey,
it's a free kill.
You know what's an item that would have helped? A freaking Yule Scepter.
Maybe you should send him a private message to Tomo. Be like, you ever heard of this item?
I actually could, you know, after this game. But then again, he's a lot more famous than I am, and I would like to have a career. So, but I mean, he went for the more ballsy item with the Shivas and the Hex. Oh, he queues up Yule Scepter. Thank God. Oh, thank God, finally.
Hey, there
Hey.
you go. You know, he's watching the stream, you know, because it was about 5 minutes ago you said he should get the Yules. So the timing works out.
It does work out. And also, we really need to talk to our admin team. You know, like, guys, come on. We can't do that. Meteor Bob, he's got the items. That's nice. That's
He does.
Much needed. Oh, okay. Attacker. I thought I was going to do that.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be pretty damn big. Obviously, he's been doing tons of swap saves this entire game, but the fact that now he can actually do something after that is going to be pretty impactful. As long as if it doesn't just immediately die again, you know. It is still pretty damn squishy, so it's going to be susceptible to just getting deleted 2 times in a row. But we'll see what he's going to be able to do with that one. The Aegis as well on the Weaver, it timed out without being used, like, which is kind of awkward. You know, you're the team on the defensive, you have the Aegis, and yet
dear.
you get no value out of it. It feels kind of rough. Meanwhile, Meteor Bob is just dead. The illusion doesn't last long at all.
That's the worst situation, obviously, when you have the items, right? It's like you think, oh, maybe I'll be able to stay long in the fights, then you get picked off, you're like, ah, crap, and I got no value, no one was there to back you up. Well, unfortunately, he's also got the Philosopher's Stone, the backpack. You can equip it. Come on, Bob. You got it. Efficiency.
The efficiency, it's too good. Meanwhile, down at the bottom, what isn't good is just how quickly Megaway gets peeled apart. Griddles as well as attacker make quick work of the Fishman, and he will fall. And now it's a 3 versus 5. There is a buyback at the very least here for the Tides. There is a jump in deep here from ONB, trying to go for a kill. Has to pop the BKB defensively. The RP was also used. He was look up. Much Megaway is diving in, trying to get some sort of counterplay. But he will be forced back at the same time. Attacker doing casual Nature's Prophet split push things. Actually going to get found in the trees. Just goes for a BKB TP away. We'll make it.
Alright, they need to get bashed on replicate. Oh, what's that? That is a frustration ravage if I've ever seen one.
Oh, an immediate tip as well coming out from Kredos. Oh, that's gotta hurt. So that is gone. 2.5 minutes, and there's ONB for the big punish. Like, oh look, he has no Ravish. What is he gonna do here apart from die? And that's all he will do. Gone for 2 minutes as well. They got the grab on towards the Forever. With the Sakuchi, he's fast enough to run away. There is going to be the second RP from OB. Lands onto the supports who die immediately. They are gone. Forever as well, trying to make some sort of play happen. Swap from Meteor Bob's illusion, but it doesn't do anything. And there it is. GG is called. And Riyadh Chefs take the series 2-0.
I'm very convinced. Dude, like, it's so much of the same script that we saw in game 1. Gamax, they do really well in the laning phase. In this game, even better. Like, it wasn't even just laning phase. Like, they were able to get a 5,000 gold lead. They had the Aegis. They were 6,000 actually, not 5,000. They were really ahead. And we were looking at it, they were like, this game could go for them. Like, legit, up till the 25-minute mark, they were leading by a big margin. And then Replicate goes to hit the tower. He gets skewered back along with Megaway. Megaway doesn't care. He's a TIE hunter. But Pango does. Replicate cares. He gets killed. Meteor Bob comes in. He's like, I'm going to swap him and save him. And he dies. And Phoenix doesn't get the dive off at the end. And that's... You lose all your momentum in that situation. Because then we saw Replicate die again.
Yep. I you know, it doesn't feel great to point fingers, but yeah, I think we saw Replicate do quite a few mistakes in that game. Don't point at me, it's not my fault. But yeah, I mean, he died a couple of times diving mid-tier 1s. He died at tier 3s as well. Maybe because Meteor Bob was doing such a fantastic job on the Venge, always swapping him out, maybe he just had it in the back of his mind. It's like, right, I can play as aggressively as I want because my position 5 is going to save me every single time. And then it doesn't happen, and then he's like, oh crap, this is not good at all. And yeah, he really, really did fall off and couldn't actually achieve all too much after that. Yeah, failed high ground push at the tier 3, and then bit by bit, Riyadh Chefs, man, they just came back with a vengeance and absolutely dismantled that game. I think I just have to give MVP to ONB. Such great plays from that Magnus. Didn't have the best start in the lane, but his constant pickoffs, ganks, skewering out positions were just on point.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough laning phase as well, right? It's like Magnus versus Venge and Weaver. It's very hard for you to really get anything. They'll keep their distance. So, yeah, like no fault for him for losing the laning phase. You know, sometimes you're like, I have a shit matchup. The best I can do is not be too far behind. That's what he did, and it was good by Attacker as well. He Teleports in front, hits the Raxes, and there's 3 of them looking at him. They're like, "Can you do anything?" He's like, "No, I can't. Can you do anything?" That's it. So a little like he made it look flashy, guys. He made it look flashy.
Yeah. I think there was like some big mental play going on there because the Tide Hunter TP'd in as well, and maybe like the Tide or Mega Wave just thought, right, as soon as I TP in, the Nature's Prophet, he's just going to BKB and TP away, but he didn't. Attacker did not BKB straight away, and then Mega Wave was like, oh, I can get an RP, hit the R, and then Attacker popped the Magic Community, and then that was probably the big facepalm moment for the entire Radiant squad. Like, oh my days, that was not good. Yeah, just Attacker, not a flashy hero, but he made it look flashy.
I'm glad to see the quality of the 2 teams brought as well, you know, because we were thinking like, you know, we don't know, the region's fairly new and growing, it's very, very much in its infancy, and we were like, maybe we're just going to have, you know, like one team just completely stomp their way, and another team gets stomps their way as well to the finals, that's it. But no, they put up a really, really impressive performance of Gamax. It's a decision-making thing, you know, like replicates, why are you so far ahead? Why don't we have an early use on the Phoenix? Things like that, where you're like, we messed up here and there, but we're not, you know, they're not better than us. We can definitely catch up, and I hope they do catch up in the lower brackets.
Yeah. Hopefully they can do that, as obviously they will be moved down there now. But Riyadh Chefs, they will be pushing themselves up through the upper bracket. Their next opponent is going to be PSG Quest, which we were mentioning earlier, weren't we, Atomo, that it feels like Quest and Team Falcons are the top 2 big dogs of this region. So it's not going to be an easy game. They've got a lot to prove going into that series. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what they're going to be able to bring out here.
I like I said, I'm just glad that we're looking at the really quality teams. You know what I mean? Like, because when you worry about these regions, you think, oh my god, we only had a very limited amount of teams. From the Open Qualifier, there was one match, and that match had Heralds, and you're like, oh, maybe it's gonna be a bit, you know, maybe the teams who joined, they're kind of like, you know, it's like PSG and Falcons will be doing good, but everyone else will be like, no, we have very impressive teams. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here with you. Of course, we'll make sure we thank our producer Tom, puts us on camera without us knowing. Thank you, Tom.
Hey, you were fine. You weren't scratching anything you shouldn't have been scratching. So no harm, no foul, as they do say, Otomo. But yeah, that is it for this series today, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, we will have more games coming up for you tomorrow to continue the MENA region. The first series, is that the Quest game or is that the Falcons game?
It says they're going to be at the same time. So,
they are, yeah.
Be 2 different streams. We'll be in with one of them, and you can ignore the other one because who cares? You know, it's just coming for us. We need the love.
Oh, 100%. You know, we're what everybody comes for, Tomo. Dota is a second fact for everybody who's watching at home. But yeah, so there will be more games, ladies and gentlemen, coming up tomorrow to continue through here on the closed qualifiers for the ESL 1 Kuala Lumpur tournament. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. See you later, guys.
Meant to breathe, hold it in, stay but I think that you know much better. Wait forever. My head is on straight for once, and you will pay for it. Caught in a landslide and birds I take, and I can't wait to finally get out of here. And I feel like a freight train is running over me, 'cause I know like I know everything to make you believe. Take every piece of me, and don't be fine for a little while. Forget everything. You're making excuses. These loaded questions will be useless for you. And the real answer is that I fucking hate you. Never fall back. We will stay right where we at. We never fall back. Yeah. We never fall back. And you can find me where I'm at. We never fall back. Ha. We never fall back. And you can find me where I'm at. We never fall back. Come up with a game plan. Double XL up in the pen, you can't shake that. All the way gassed up, full tank, man. Moving too quick, keep the cameras in the playback. Dang, so tell me how you feel with it. You put a lid on it, I ain't got no chill with it. This right here your problem, you gon' have to deal with it. Lay it on the line, high risk, that's the meal ticket. Yeah, we ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. Never fall back. No lies, no facts. We will stay right where we at. We ain't never fall back. Yeah. We ain't never fall back. And you can find me where I'm at. We ain't never fall back. Ha. We ain't never fall back. And you can find me where I'm at. We ain't never fall back. Been way down, never falter. Came with the hands out, get them off us. I'm 24/7 in the office. Pay attention cause I ain't repeating offers. Yeah, never met a man I've been scared of. Careful, you gon' get exactly what you asked for. Here for whatever you bring me, getting handled. I answer to no one, I don't need the hassle. Yeah, we ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. Huh. We ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. Never fall back. We ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. Yeah. No lies, all facts. You can find me right where I'm at. We ain't never fall back. We ain't never fall back. Yeah. We ain't never fall back. And you can find me where I'm at. We ain't never fall back. Ha. We ain't never fall back. And you can find me where I'm at. We ain't never fall back. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. It's all hard, ain't no fear here. You ain't giving this to all, you steer clear. Never beat, I've been down and I reappear. You got some money on the line, you better put it here. Rolling in and doing that work. Check priorities, I'm doing that first. Checks big and I'm sure that hurts, but it's checkmate, we ain't selling short, know the work. Ain't nowhere to hide, you ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind, cause I be on the way. Yeah, you know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah, man we coming for them bags that they said I couldn't have, get the team. I got a vision for the things you ain't believe. And here's the motto, hard work that's over everything. It's that comeback. I'm calling plays, hit the pass, then the run back. Yeah, I'm far ahead and gotta run laps. But we ain't letting up, we never done that. Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind, cause I be on the way. Yeah, you know I be on the way. I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah, I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah, on the way. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
I'm such a weirdo, tattoos from my toes to my earlobe. Was a role model, I never had a hero. I learned how to live through the stereo. Coming from where I come from, the inferior. Everything you see ain't what it appears though. Everything that I built, made that from zero, then added a zero. I am my hero. You couldn't imagine what it's like in my mind. It's beauty and catastrophe at the same time. Remember they laughed at me when it was game time. Now I know that they mad at me, I'm one you can't find. I'm not from the day, I come alive at night. I'm not what you used to, couldn't recognize. They all on the ground while I'm taking flight. And you're welcome to join me, I promise I won't bite.
Things they say, they're never getting in my way. And even if I make mistakes, I will always see them through. Cause I don't wanna play your game. I had enough, I'm burning up so hot I just break your chain. You can never stop what's building up inside of me.
I guess I don't fit in with the imposters. I'm taking the mask off, prepare your conscience, prepare for honest, cut off all the nonsense.